Raider Nation, it's good to be back here. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and coming up here on today's show, let's go through some of the news, some of the rumors that happened during Raiders rookie minicamp. On top of that, there was a big-time NFL free agent signing that just went down that's going to break my heart a little bit, and it's probably breaking some of y'all's hearts out there as well. So I also want to be able to discuss why Charles Snowden was released and some players that stood out at Raiders rookie minicamp. I like to call these players winners at rookie minicamp. If you don't know, today's show is presented by our good friends over at Prize Picks, and I mean this when I say this, all y'all. I had an amazing vacation. Probably should have used more sunscreen, but I mean this when I say this. I did really miss all of y'all, and it's good to be back here. It's May, it's Cinco de Mayo, and our special Cinco de Mayo deals are this. If you want to get your questions, your comments up here on the program, you got a super chat in order to do it. You can wait in line. You can use hashtag Raiders if you want. If you want to get featured in our duck race, $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz 365. Since today is Cinco de Mayo, I said $50 bangs was going to be the deal that I was going to give all y'all, so I don't know if Isaac Hernandez is a mind reader or not, but I know every single Friday during the offseason, we do Raiders Friday happy hour. My deal to all y'all is this, $50 bangs. If we get 5 bangs today, we're not doing Happy Dads on Friday. We're going to bust out some margaritas, and only God knows what's going to happen with the margarita, because Isaac Hernandez, bang! Let's freaking go. Hope all of y'all are having a great Raider day. Mr. Hernandez, dude, I'm going to tell you all this right now. I'm having a phenomenal Raider day. You know, I had a great vacation, you know, like being able to celebrate 2 friends that I got closer and closer with over the past 5 or 6 years that I lived down here in Dallas. Being able to watch them get married was really cool. Being able to step away again, you know, like I love my job, but to really be able to like not pay attention to anything Raiders, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it was nice for a day or two, but it's just like anything. I mean, I was itching to get back this morning because I don't like feeling like I'm out of the loop. And because I missed some of that Raiders rookie minicamp, I did a lot of catching up over the past 24 hours. But it's been almost 10 days since I've been live on this show. I'm ready to get this thing rocking and rolling, though. Like right before the show got started, Isaac, we did get some bad news. And Jordan Schultz reported that the New York Giants are signing DJ Reader to a 2-year, $12.5 million deal with the potential to earn more via incentives. The reason why this one was kind of a kick in the nuts to me is because Reader was my number 1 free agent that I wanted the Raiders to sign after the NFL draft. You know, you got to tip your cap to Spytek and Kubiak. They had a lot of smoke around the defensive tackle position, and, you know, they decided to pass on Caden McDonald. They decided to pass on Christian Miller, which I was wondering, does that mean that they're looking at a big-time defensive tackle? I will always say that in the NFL, timing is everything, and I think Reader was the top defensive tackle out there on the market. Would you agree with that? I would say Calais Campbell, DJ Reader, 2 top DTs. Both of those guys now have ended up signing. I wonder if some other dominoes could end up falling around other NFL teams, maybe the Raiders on top of all of that. But the day was going great, Isaac, and it's still going great. But the signing of DJ Reader, you know, I was hoping he was going to be in silver and black. But then I also saw my guy MC Raider, and he commented on my post, and he was like, this Raiders organization, they've been doing all the right things this offseason. If they would have wanted them, you know, they would have gone out and gotten them. And I don't totally disagree with that statement, but also at the same time, type me down below if you would have loved to see DJ Reader in silver and black. Caleb, what's going on, my guy? Glad you're back, bro. I can't get enough Raiders content lately. Taking the girls down to Corpus Christi this weekend for mine and Abby's B-Day. Well, happy birthday to you. That sounds like an unbelievable trip to be able to get away. I had a few Raider fans, like, over the weekend. You know, they hit me up and they were like, dude, you know, without the Raiders report, I don't get my Raiders fix. And I get that. Like, you know, I've made a lot of videos throughout my time, and I love the fact that people do look forward to watching Raiders report content because I look forward to making it. But also at the same time, I'm happy to be back, dude. Like, it's a good refresh. Now I can't wait for the Madden season to get going. I can't wait for all the other crazy shenanigans this offseason is going to bring. But good stuff, man. Isaac, news. Oh, man, Isaac, I don't know. I feel like you calling me daddy. If you're going to call me daddy, you at least got to get a picture, Isaac, because I'm just, whatever that is you got going on over there.
I kind of rock with the nickname.
I don't.
I think we should keep this going.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't think I can do daddy. I've had a lot of nicknames in my days doing this show. That's not going to be one that I think's going to stick. Though, if there was one person I would call daddy, it's probably our sponsor today, Prize Picks. Go get started with today's daddy, America's #1 fantasy sports app out there. Huge, huge shout out to Prize Picks. And when you can actually get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And if you're a real one, you're an OG, and you want to shout out when I'm talking Prize Picks, you know what to do. You know what? Spam Daddy down below. Shout out to Prize Picks, though. Seriously, real talk. Sign up for Prize Picks with code HMA. Get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mutation, Marcos, Robert. What's up, Wolverine, down there below? Pop Toes. Pop Toes, do you follow me on Prize Picks? If you don't, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. And I know that Raiders football is the reason why you're watching this. But to me, I'm a sports fan, and I can't wait to be able to watch some basketball action tonight. And if anybody wants to roll with our chat sports lineup, here you go. You got Cade Cunningham and a little James Harden action. Max Crosby, big James Harden fan. Do you plan on watching this game? Well, I got a 3-pick power play, $23 to pay you, $57.50. If you want to roll with that lineup, it's somebody from our chat sports team. You can follow me. You can follow anybody from our chat sports team. So download the Prize Picks app today with the link that's going to be down in the comments and in the description of today's show. Shout out to Grandpa Dro. Oh, man, the Night Devil in the building. Use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Let's kick this one over to Sherlock Raiders. Bang! It's good to see you. Let's go. Glad you got a nice vacation. I said at the age of 33 years old, doing the all-inclusive, it beats you up a little bit. You know what I mean? Type me down below. Like, if y'all, I don't know if you've ever been to an all-inclusive, but my biggest problem is if something is free, I have a really hard time saying no to it. Like, the fact that you can eat all the food that you want to eat, the fact that you can drink all the drinks that you want to drink, for me, I don't know how to say no. So every single day, it was like, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. Now, I was also there for a wedding, so, I had to be flexible of, hey, whatever the group wanted to do, whatever the bride and groom wanted to do, I was on board for it. But it was nice to be able to get a nice little vacation right after the NFL draft, just kind of reset my mental, to be able to hang out with my wife, show her the attention that she deserves, because during the draft, obviously it's difficult. But Sherlock, love the photo, man. I love the double Ashton Genty shirts. That's freaking dope. And we are 3 bangs away from Friday happy hour margarita style. And I was going to do margaritas today for Cinco de Mayo, but I was like, dude, after how many margaritas and stuff I had over this past week, let's give the body a little bit of rest until Friday. It's Cinco de Mayo, 5-5. Today we're doing $50 half-off bangs. Let's get a little bit rowdy. Sherlock. All right. You sweated a lot on that vacation. Just joking. So I think some of y'all are commenting on the photo that my wife posted. I had severe sunburn the first day, so the amount of aloe that I used in the picture that you see, also, she just sprayed me from head to toe in all this sunscreen, and, it was all over my eyes. It was everywhere. But the only full-body mirror at the resort was in the elevator. So my wife, anytime we went into this elevator, she was taking pictures of her outfit and taking pictures of me. But, I got sunburned really bad, and I don't typically get sunburned. So Dung, Rebel, believe me, man, I missed all y'all. I really, really, truly did. I was greased up after that first day because I put sunscreen on, and I don't typically get burnt. But my wife was like, yeah, it's literally day one, and you look absolutely terrible because, we had to get ready for a wedding. We had a couples massage. I literally had to give my couples massage away. Alex still did her part, and since we had friends at the resort, I gave it to one of her other friends that she was pregnant. So She got a lot more value out of it than I did, but getting a back rub and sunburn, no thank you. Mike J, welcome back, Mitch. Hope you had a great trip. Let's go Raiders. I did have a good trip. I was kind of shocked. Was anybody else shocked about the release of Charles Snowden? And when I say shocked, like what I wanted to do today is, anytime Raiders news happens, I hope that you guys, come to the Raiders Report to hear my opinion, to talk about it a little bit. And, let me know down below, were you surprised when the Raiders, ultimately moved on from Charles Snowden? But, did I have a good trip? Yes, I absolutely did. But I'm also, such a Raiders fiend, I just take a lot of pride in, keeping you guys up to date. And when I saw Snowden was released on my trip, I literally had to, sneak away so I could make a video because Alex, the entire trip, she was going, hey, let's make sure we're having a good time. We're there for a couple. We're there for a wedding. And I get it, the same as anybody. But one of the things that I really wanted to talk about, and we're going to talk about it here on today's show, though I think this needs to just say, were you, not we are you surprised. Yeah. Were you surprised the Raiders released Charles Snowden? Give me a yes. Give me a no. I see Pop Toe saying yes. I say Rebel is saying yes down there below. Isaac Mont says, so sad Snowden is gone. But, I had multiple Raider fans. They were like, yo, Mitch, why do you think Snowden got released? Why do you think he ended up getting cut? So one of the segments that I'm going to do today on the program is, to me, there's three reasons in my mind why Charles Snowden ultimately, you don't have to go to it. Yeah, I want to wait. Ultimately got released. And I'm going to break down each of those reasons. I'm not saying that, I haven't been able to verify anything, and I hope that you guys understand, I really did. My flight, I came back on Sunday. Soon as I got back on Sunday, I started messaging as many people as I possibly could to get as much info that I could on Raiders rookie minicamp, and I asked a little bit about Snowden. I didn't get anything in regard to that. But over the past 24 hours, I was trying to play catch-up on Raiders rookie minicamp. I was trying to play catch-up on why the Raiders brought in certain players. The video that I literally just put out on the channel was, kind of giving a bigger breakdown of the 5 players that the Raiders signed during rookie minicamp. So one of the things that I was excited to be able to talk about, and I will discuss it today, is around Charles Snowden and ultimately why I think he got released. But did I have a great trip? Yes, I absolutely did. But I'd also be lying to say, and I don't know, it's not sad, but I love my job. And when Raiders news happens and I know people are wondering about it, I am, man. I'm itching. So I'm excited to be here. Isaac, what's going on, dude? Updated photo just for you. Happy to tune in again. Thank you so much for getting me a photo, though. Is that you? Because I think I see 3 people in that photo right there. I don't know which one's you, Isaac. But I do appreciate the fact that you updated your photo. Arbora, let's freaking go, my man. I did enjoy my vacation. Happy Cinco de Mayo. The only, honestly, bad part about my trip was I couldn't enjoy the beach. I don't know how many of y'all are staying up to date on some of the things that are going on in Mexico, but there was all this, I'll call it seaweed. I don't remember exactly what it was that was up on the shore, which definitely was unfortunate because I do love the beach. I love spending time on the beach. I love being able to go for a run on the beach, which, not being able to have that did kind of stink a little bit. But today's Cinco de Mayo, hanging out with Raider Nation, it's all good. Have you heard any Raiders targets, particularly for defensive tackle, wide receiver, that are currently on other teams that will be traded or cut? We know players get traded, cut after the draft. So I would actually say there will be movement that happens. I would say typically players that I talked about in my free agent targets video, defensive tackles, for DTs, now that Calais Campbell and DJ Reader are both gone, now you might be able to see some dominoes falling. A trade target that I'll keep in mind is Zach Seiler, is that it? I actually broke him down in a video that I put out earlier in the week, and I only say that because the Dolphins, clearly, they want to move on from any older players. Seiler also has got connection with Rob Leonard, so that's obviously a benefit there. He's played in a 3-4. They save a lot of money by moving on from him. The Raiders can also bring him on in essentially a one-year style, a prove-it deal, so that could be a name to at least keep in mind. From a wide receiver standpoint, I think the Raiders are a lot more confident in the wide receiver room than I ever initially, thought. They are still a lot more confident in Besh. Somebody that I talked to over yesterday was telling me, hey, there's still a lot of hope in Dante Thornton Jr. there, which makes me happy. Malik Benson was an absolute dog early on in minicamp, and I get it. It's only 3 days. But Malik Benson in shorts and T-shirts really opened up a lot of eyes, which does inspire a lot of confidence in me. But I would say we're probably leaning more towards adding another defensive piece than adding a wide receiver. But I did put out a video earlier in the week about some potential trade targets. So if you haven't seen that bad boy yet, I would encourage you to go check it out because I actually talk about 2 wide receivers in that video, and I talk about 3 defensive players in that video. And I also give ideas of what it would cost for potential trades for each one of those guys there. So if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. I know that we always do duck races here. Arbor, it's good to see you, my guy. If you want to get in our duck race to the 300 people that are in the building, you can add me as a friend on Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365, or you can scan that QR code. I would like for some people to get it in. I haven't done a duck race here in a little bit. Venmo's probably like, where the hell have y'all been? It's been a minute. Let me see, because I did just see Michael Johnson was the first person to get in our duck race here. Shout out to Michael Johnson getting it in. If you've never been a part of our duck race, if you like watching the Kentucky Derby, you're going to absolutely love our duck race, which I think we should do a Kentucky Derby style today. I think we should do some horses. I'm not horsing around.
You a horse race guy? You watch the Derby?
Growing up, so my dad loves horse racing. He's obsessed with it. My uncle, he races horses professionally. We actually have a horse farm near my hometown back in Danville. I grew up on a horse farm. I've told the story before how I used to train some of the horses. I'd walk them out into a pond. So like my dad, like as a kid growing up, we used to go to the horse track all the time. Pocono Raceways basically has a track. My dad's obsessed with it. He's a big-time horse racer. For me, I hate to, like, I don't know. I'm not really into it all that much. I don't have the money to be interested in the Kentucky Derby. Now, a mint julep is an interesting drink.
I can down some juleps.
I'll say, dude,
I can put down some.
I could put down some, no doubt, some juleps. But if you want to get in, y'all, 20 at Mitchell Renz 365. So we do have right now 350 people here in the building. We haven't hit 100 likes yet. Obviously, I'm always going to be somebody if you can help us out. Please, please, please make sure you do so. DeAndre Mallory, I got you in. And then Chadwick Howard, you are in 20 right now to win $30. But, hey, the more people we get in, the bigger and bigger pot that gets to. Give me some names. Here's going to be a question. And then, we'll go through the remainder of our Super Chats. We'll get into our first segment here on the program. But which rookie are you fired up the most about? Because Raiders rookie minicamp is in the books, I expect we're going to get a lot of Fernando Mendoza answers here. And if you want to type Fernando Mendoza, believe me when I say this, you're never going to see me get upset about people typing Mendoza. However, though, I think Mendoza is just such the obvious answer, the clear answer, and I'm not trying to deter people away from typing it, but to me, like the rookies that I was the most in interest about, and I talked about it a little bit in the video that I dropped earlier this morning, like I wanted to see where they were using Treydan Stukes. Like when I saw the video of Jermod McCoy returning punts, I was literally sitting on, we had this like little outdoor area at the resort, and I was sitting out there, and I'm just like, surfing. I'm looking for some extra information, and I saw a clip of Jermod McCoy returning punts. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I almost shit a brick. I was like, why do they have McCoy playing punt return for a player that's got some knee issues? It did make me a little bit nervous about, but I was also really fired up to see that he was even out there on the field. Like, that hyped me up. Seeing everything that I heard about Treydan Stukes, that fired me up. But then hearing the stuff that I did about Malik Benson, wide receivers are always going to be sexy, and I don't want to get into the trap that I think I fell in last year with Dante Thornton Jr. of, dude's an alien of an athlete, but how does he, materialize once some of that physicality gets brought in there? The Tokyo Toe from Drop Top, okay. I mean, there's a lot of different names. I see Jason says Mike Washington Jr. Mike Washington Jr. is going to be a really fun player to watch this offseason because dude is electric. Like, Ashton Genty is thunder. I think Ashton Genty is thunder and a little bit of lightning, but Mike Washington is the lightning to Ashton Genty's thunder. I see Tom Landry from Pop Toes. Shout out to Bayou Raider down there below. What up, Bayou? McCoy and Stukes from Justin Black. Can't control life, McCoy. Crawford from Big Raz. That's interesting, Big Raz. Crawford, I wanted to read more about Crawford. I was a little bit surprised that they didn't have him practice in that second day. They said it was more of a day of rest, but I wanted to just get a little bit more information on Keyron Crawford overall. Genty is the Silver Surfer, and Washington is Red Surfer. See, the only problem with that, Jose, is now he's a Raider. You know what I mean? Like, when I think of Red now, I think of the Chiefs, and I just don't want him to do that. All of them from Preston. Preston, you're probably right. All the above, man. Which, there seems to be a lot of excitement around the Raiders right now, and I know it. Rebel, Lopez's Lakers went further than the Celtics.
Dude, it was such a fun, Saturday that Boston lost? It was a great time.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because so Saturday was the final day that I was on vacation, and I did not pay attention to really anything sports related. So then it would have been Saturday. I was only talking to my dad about this the other day, but it was Saturday, and somebody goes, "Man, I can't believe the Sixers are winning," to me. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about? And I'm like, oh, my God, the Sixers are still playing. Well, again, in my mind, when I left for vacation, in my mind, Celtics won that series. Because I remember watching a game, and it was like Celtics were up 3-1 in that series, and I think they had like a double-digit lead in the third quarter of one game. That was like right before that was like very early, I want to say, in my trip.
I think they had a collapse. What was it? Friday? It was either Thursday or Friday.
I think it was Game 5. They had to have fallen apart Game 5. Because I swear, again, I don't follow basketball a lot.
I remember the slacks going off.
But I feel like the Sixers were down 10-plus points to the Celtics because I remember the Celtics had a 3-1 lead. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, that series is over. Fast forward to the final day of my trip, and somebody goes, the Sixers are winning right now. And I'm like, why is this series still going on? And then when they won it, dude, it was unbelievable. But how are you feeling tonight? Lakers, Thunder?
Oh, I'm not feeling great. Not
feeling
gonna lie.
All right, do you think that they more or less won game?
I think
one game, more or less.
I think one is the number.
One's the number?
I think one is the number.
Okay.
I think if they win one early, like if they get one of the first two, I'd be feeling a little bit more confident because there's rumors Luka might come back around like game 4-ish. So we can like go to Oklahoma down 2-1. That's not too bad.
Rebels saying we win 1 to 2 games. Mike J. Rader says sweep. I don't know how the Lakers win this series without Luka.
Oh, I don't think
even with Luka.
Oh, even with Luka, the Lakers played the Thunder terribly this year.
Okay.
It was never close. So even with Luka, they're fighting an uphill battle.
I mean, there's a lot of Lakers fans right now in this chat, which, again, like real talk, I'm going to be rooting for the Lakers, which kind of feels weird for me to say because they're the Lakers, but I am a LeBron fan. I'm not going to lie to you. I root for Luka since being down here. And maybe this is the unpopular part about me at times, like with sports takes. I don't know. I don't want to see back-to-back champions.
Yeah,
like
it's tired.
Like the Thunder just won last year, and I know like they haven't won like ever, but they won last year. Like I don't need them to win again. Like I would want to see a new champ. Like though, I would like to see the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. I've been following the Knicks for a while. My dad's a Sixers fan. Obviously, both of those two things can't happen. The Lakers, I don't even know if I'd want to see the Lakers win it all. Spurs with Wemby now. What about the Wolves? Give me a little Anthony.
The Wolves are trying to get to their third straight Western Conference Finals, and
that's
after how they played last night,
did they look good?
I don't think it's out of the question. Anthony Edwards is back. I did not think he was going to recover from that knee injury as soon as he
took over in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Took over in the fourth quarter, and they shot the ball horrific from the free throw line.
Oh, it was horrible.
So for them to be able to shoot that poorly, and the fact that Wemby had 12 blocks in that game, and they still won on the road, I like the way Minnesota plays basketball. I think that they play basketball kind of the way, like old school basketball. Like they play a lot of defense, they play hard, which that game had a lot of good defense in it from top to bottom. All right, y'all. I know y'all are here for Raiders talk. We're going to be talking here about the Las Vegas Raiders, but from time to time, believe me, We're going to chime in on some other stuff as well. I know there's a lot of Lakers fans here. We're going to go through the remainder of our Super Chats on this show, and then we're going to get into the very first segment, which is going to be around why I think that the Raiders ultimately moved on from Charles Snowden. What up, Lopez? Thank you for your hard work, bro.
No problem.
I mean, the guys have been grinding here, you know. I gave some of the guys, hey, in case any breaking Raiders news happens during the week, make sure you're staying up to date on all the things. But our team, they're always working, Sherlock. And I think the next big thing that I'm really excited for, especially for Lopez, is Friday happy hours. He's going to be, I would imagine, a staple here in the offseason. But then also the Madden season. Once the Madden season gets going, that's when I think sometimes a lot of our crazy shows that we do in the offseason are some of our Madden watch parties. And because we don't know exactly when the new schedule is going to be coming out yet, it's usually between May 12th and May 14th.
They're saying it should be soon.
Well, so I was talking to somebody today about it because one of our guys at Chat Sports, Chase, said that he got some info, and it was basically like they could even push it back further because the NFL right now is trying to figure out
the referee situation.
Well, maybe that. I was told more from like the TV rights.
Oh, okay.
So apparently some of the TV broadcasts are fighting over which games that they want. And yes, the referee is important, but TV deals, I would imagine, is
especially right now.
Yeah, I mean it's probably a little bit bigger. But Sherlock, hey man, our guys are always grinding. What up, Gunny? I'm up. What up, fam? Welcome back, my brother. Missed you. I missed you guys too. Let's go Lakers. Like I said, I'm rooting for the Lakers tonight. I believe Coop will be live.
Coop is live. He just got in actually like a couple minutes ago.
I was going to say, Coop literally just strolled in right before I got in here to work. I'll tell you this right now, man. If anybody's hanging out with Coop today, he's going to be getting after it. I know it's a tough game going up against the Thunder, but if anybody's a Laker fan out there and you plan on watching the Lakers, the Lake Show, go on YouTube, Lakers Chat Sports. We're going to be doing a watch party over there. I won't be there, but if they win a few games, I might be able to pull up for a watch party.
If it gets good, I might talk to Coop and be like, "Hey, you need a producer? You want to You want to keep self-producing? You want a producer? What you want?"
Let's do it. I'm in. When's the next game?
It's like every other day. So Wednesday.
Today's Tuesday. So
Thursday, yeah.
Maybe Thursday. Maybe. If they're like ever playing after a Friday happy hour, maybe we just come in later, do the Friday happy hour, and we just roll right into a Lakers game. So they'd probably have to play this Friday.
They'd have to advance the series a little bit. They'd have to win a couple games.
All right, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Arbra, all biased, Lakers in 7.
I love it.
You know, I like the positive thoughts, Arbra. If you're saying Lakers in 7 against the Thunder, you probably also are saying Raiders AFC West champs and Super Bowl champions.
Raiders 15-2.
Well, it was actually funny yesterday. They showed a graphic on a show. I'm not going to say which show it was, but it said basically the best chances to win the AFC West. And, there's obviously the Raiders don't have the best, we'll call them odds to win. But Alex was like, what does that mean? And it was like Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and the probability of them having to win it all. I'll say this, though. I actually think that the Raiders are a very sneaky team to think about making a massive improvement. Do I think that they're going to win the AFC West? No. As much as I would love to sit here and look at all y'all dead in the eyes and say, yes, I would love for them to be able to make the AFC West or to win it. I think that they're going to be a sneaky playoff caliber team, though. Again, you got to get a lot of things to go the right way, obviously. But at the same time, this is a much, much better football team than what we saw last year. Let's go to Suave. What up, man? Supposedly, McCoy actually didn't do much in practice, and people are confusing him with another player that also wore. Did you hear that too? I did hear that there was another player wearing the 28 jersey because I believe there was one guy that was wearing a 28 black jersey, and people were like, why is Jermod McCoy rocking that? From what I understand, I talked about it a little bit earlier today on the show that I did. The guy that I talked to this morning or yesterday morning about Jermod McCoy was basically just telling me the Raiders really wanted two things out of McCoy. They wanted him to be confident in himself and in his knee, and then in the other breath, they wanted our doctors and our physicians to also be confident in Jermod McCoy. So one of the things that they were doing was they were really working with him a lot for agility stuff on the sidelines. Again, What I really wanted to be able to do Sunday night and Monday was I reached out to as many people as I possibly could, and I was just like, give me all the information that you got on Raiders rookie minicamp. I'm sure there's more information out there that I didn't get, and it's just how it is. And I know how it usually is for me, like on Raiders rookie minicamp Friday, I'm getting my info. Saturday, I'm getting my info. Sunday, I'm getting all my information on all those practices May 1st to the 3rd since I was away on vacation. But for Jermod McCoy, they're trying to get him confident in himself, and then the physicians are also just trying to get confident in like their ability to make the proper decision of what they want to be able to do with him. Because Jermod basically said, like, hey, man, like whatever you guys want me to do, I'm going to do. And I respect that mentality because there are some people that wonder if he gets another surgery, is his career potentially over? And that is, I'm sure, scary for Jermod. It's probably scary for the Raiders out there. I know it's scary for me. But from somebody who's torn their ACL, and the Raiders aren't worried about his ACL. Like, the ACL is good. That from what I get, that's checked out. But from somebody that's torn their ACL and has honestly got chronic knee issues, you got to convince yourself up here that you're 100% ready. And I think like that's what they're trying to do right now. They're just trying to make sure that he's 100% ready up here before they put him out there on the field. But that's also going to help them, I think, evaluate their ability to evaluate him and see exactly how certain things end up going down. But I did hear that there was another player wearing 28, and I believe he was in a black jersey. I don't remember who it was, though. The one guy that I thought was going to be interesting to watch was Miles Davis, and it could have been him. He was a running back that they brought in on a minicamp invite, but I did hear that as well. That there was... But that's also sometimes the confusing part about rookie minicamp because numbers are changing left and right. There's going to be new jerseys swapped in and out, and you're just trying to get extra bodies in there. But from what I have gathered, the Raiders really wanted to test out McCoy on the sidelines to get his confidence up, and then that also that they could work with him a little bit closer to just evaluate the player that he is, because there's no doubt he's an unbelievable player. Our Cinco de Mayo deals, y'all, are as follows. If you want to get your question, your comment up here on the program, you got a super chat to get up on screen. If you want to enter our duck race, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. The last time that I checked, I saw that 3 people were in, and now we got a few extra people getting it in. Raider Aid Straight, you in? And then Justine, what's up, Justine? You in. So it's a 20 right now to win $50 here on the program. And since today's Cinco de Mayo, 5-5, I thought to myself, don't get me wrong, there was a part of me that wanted to have a margarita today. But I had, the amount of slushy drink, the amount of margaritas that I had over the past few days, I was like, all right, I'm going to slow it down. But my deal to y'all is this. If we get 5 bangs on this program today, I'm going to do Friday happy hour with some margaritas. We already had 2 bangs because 50s are bangs today, and now we're 1 bang away from a margarita Friday. Bayou Raider! Bang! Welcome back, Mitch. Hope you enjoyed your vacation, earned and deserved. Lopez, let's show up tonight on the Lakers Report. Show some support. Save a Warrior. Thank you to LA Crash Dog for the work that you do. I'll say it again. This is more than just YouTube. It's family. Bayou Raider. Bayou, I don't know what time you go back what? So Lopez started really early today with me. So Bayou, I'll say this. We'll talk to Coop. We'll figure something out, maybe on like the next Lakers game. Maybe we can figure out something where Lopez can help out over there. I don't want him to have to hang out late tonight because I'm an early guy. So for me, I start my days early. So he starts his days early. So I don't want him to turn into a 16-hour day or anything like that, which, obviously we do it when we need to be able to do it. But
if we're going to do it, I'll propose one thing right now.
I'm listening.
The Lakers play Thursday. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I'm off on Friday. So my Thursday night's
open. All right. So
we could draw something up. Bring some fun things into the office, hang out, watch the game.
All right, Bayou, how about this? I'll make you a deal, Bayou. Thursday, Lopez has got some free time. He just told you he's off on Friday, which, are all of us off on Friday, or is it just you?
No, I'm doing NBA lottery on Sunday with Rolling.
Okay. and I'll be here Friday, so that means I won't have Lopez for Raiders Friday happy hour, which is fine. We can maybe we get Lopez on the Thursday night Lakers game where you come in a little bit later on that day. We can figure something out. We can figure something out by you. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm going to be watching the game tonight. Now, I'm hoping it's a close game.
Spread is like 15.5.
Is it really?
Yeah.
15. Holy hell.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
That's a toughie. It's obviously in OKC. I mean,
Yes.
I'm worried about making a lineup because if you guys saw my Prize Picks lineup, we did the Cavs game, and we did the Cavs game because I'm worried. Sometimes, like when I think a game might turn into a blowout, I stay away from it from Prize Picks perspective. Like yesterday's game with the Sixers and Knicks, I put in my Knicks lineup on Prize Picks, and I honestly think it would have hit, but the starters ended up coming out way too early in that game, so it was a complete miss. I think the Pistons and Cavs game I think that game's going to be closer than Thunder and Lakers.
It should be.
It should be, right. I mean, anything's possible, which I kind of respect this about this year's playoffs.
Yeah, a lot
basketball.
of upsets. Kind of on
Love
track
it.
in the first round. I love that.
I mean, you just, like I've been very impressed by – now, don't get me wrong. There's some of the games are blowouts, but, like, they had a lot of Game 7s.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, for me as a basketball fan, I want Game 7s.
A lot of Game 7s. Also, a lot of comebacks. A lot of 3-1 comebacks early on.
Yeah, but you don't see that one. The
No.
Sixers did it. The Pistons did it.
Rockets almost did it.
Did they really?
It got close. It got too close for comfort.
I don't even remember.
They were down
that.
3-0 and started making a little run at the Lakers.
But that ended, what, 4-2?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, wild, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited. But this is a Prize Picks lineup that we had. I was trying to say that because, one, Crosby, big James Harden guy. And, again, if anybody wants to go get started, get $50 when you play your first $5 lineup, code HMA. That link's down in the comments, description of the show. All right, F it. Bayou! Bang! Margarita Friday. Oh, my Lord. I might bring in my blender then. Maybe we'll get...
Ooh.
I think I'll bring in a blender.
I thought we should have done that today. I thought we should have had Margs in the office.
See, the problem is we have tequila. I just don't think I have anything else to make the marg with. Like, we don't even have limes here.
Do we have lime-flavored Celsiuses or Alani?
God, that would be wild. A shot of Patron. Though, I would say the number one drink that I had this weekend, I had a lot of mezcal margaritas.
Ooh.
I love a good mezcal. But I'll have to bring in some, we're going to bring in some different margaritas on Friday for Little Raiders Friday happy hour. So
I got one for you.
What do you got?
There was this place in Baton Rouge when I was in college. They did Everclear margaritas.
That's not going to happen. That's...
You had about one. You're like, okay, I'm done.
There was a place that I went to in North Carolina with my cousin. It was right next to a Senor Frogs, and they literally had Everclear slushies. They were $8 for, like, again, it wasn't a big slushie, but an Everclear, like, dude, we had.
I don't think I want a big slushie.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not kidding you. I had 2 of them, and I was like not well. Like, I was not well. And my cousin, she tried to drink 2 with me, and she was like 110 pounds soaking wet, and she was not well. Not well. Suave, what's going on, Mitch? Is Carter still being shopped? If yes, can we afford him, and what would you offer in a trade if we could? So I will say I talked to our Eagles host here, Chase, right before I took my trip. And I asked him, like, point blank, like, who do you think is the most likely Eagle to be traded on that team? And he told me Nolan Smith. And I actually think that the Raiders have maybe a better shot of trying to make a move on Nolan Smith than they do Jalen Carter. But, if you're Philadelphia, like, I would want a first-round pick for him because he is only 24 years old. He's an outstanding talent at that defensive tackle position, and that's still a team that's in, Super Bowl win-now type of mode. I know that there's some character concerns there. I know there's some off-the-field concerns. And I'll admit to you, like, if Howie Roseman wants to trade away Jalen Carter, there's that part of me in the back of my mind that's going to go, why? Why does Howie Roseman want to trade away Jalen Carter, right? Like, why is that a player that they're trying to move on from? Truthfully, I think it's going to take a lot. The trade that I talked to Chase about, because I believe he told me that their biggest need was safety. So the trade that I offered him, I didn't end up putting it in my show, was a second, a fourth, and Isaiah Paul-Amal for Jalen Carter. And that also, like, he wasn't crazy about that deal. Like, they want a first-round pick for him. So, I'm not going to give up a first-round pick in 2027. So, like, second, a fourth, and a player like Isaiah Paul-Amal for Jalen Carter. Would you do that? Like, I'll be real with you. I would do that. And I would do that because I do really believe in Treydan Stukes. As much as I like Isaiah Paul-Amal, we also have to remember he's on the final year of his contract. If you trade away Isaiah, you save $4.1 million. Is that a lot of money? No, but, it's still extra money to be able to do it. The biggest conversation starter, though, with Carter and ultimately why a trade would or would not happen is if he wants a big-time deal. And I think he's probably going to get a deal like $30 million per year. Maybe he gets something like 27, 28 because he falls in that George Pickens category where it's like, dude's clearly talented, but he's also clearly a little bit of a knucklehead is maybe the nice way to put that. But if Philadelphia doesn't want to pay him $30 million a year, I think that's when those conversations start happening. And then if you're the Raiders and you want to pay him $30 million a year, you're getting up a lot of draft capital, but you're getting a 24-year-old player. You can't deny it. He's an unbelievable talent. Can't deny the talent. Suave. So is there a chance that Jalen Carter's still being shopped? Sure. But I would say for a player like Carter, that trade doesn't happen until after the A.J. Brown trade, right? Because if I'm Philadelphia, I'm trying to make another, like if I'm going to make another big splash move after that, it's what does my roster look like after June 1st, after I trade A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots? But we'll see. I mean, that's a good question, though. Again, I like any question y'all have for me. Don't be afraid. Fire it away. It's funny. I felt a little rusty this morning when I made my video just because I haven't talked in so long, like the way that I do on this program. But I don't know. I hope that I'm not too rusty on this live show today. We do, though, have over 400 people here in the building right now. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. Believe it or not, it does help us out a lot. Also, Bayou, I couldn't read your message, and I see it now. It says, happy birthday to Big Kev and drinks on Friday. Happy birthday to Big Kev. I don't know why when the super chat came in, it was all like...
It gets weird with emojis.
So it gets a little bit weird with emojis. So I just wanted y'all to know, sorry, I just saw that Bayou. That's on me, man. But happy birthday to Big Kev, dude. Which, again, the fact that you're shouting out somebody else's birthday, I think is the epitome of we're so much more than a YouTube channel, and brings a lot of smiles to my faces. Got a lot of people joining this race. I see Angela Sherlock, you're in. What up, Wolverine, X-Men, I got you. TJ Parkinson, you in. And then Bayou is getting multiple ducks here in this race. 20 to win, $110 here on the Raiders Report. We are all caught up on all of the Super Chats. Big Kev Dog, appreciate it, Mitch. Big Kev, I'm sorry that I didn't see it right from the jump. That's on me, man. Clearly I'm rusty. But you got Bayou, man. You got Bayou who's always got your back. And if Bayou's got your back, then you're good. Because I've seen a lot of people in my days on this show, and Bayou is a crazy, crazy mother effer. And I mean that in the most respectable way possible. I do. And Bayou knows that he's got my back and I got his back. So, you guys ready to talk about Charles Snowden here a little bit on the program?
One more super chat loading.
We got one more super chat, and then we're going to talk about Snowden. So we're going to talk about Charles Snowden and ultimately why I think he got traded. The big news that happened in the NFL today in terms of how it impacts the Raiders, DJ Reader, he ended up signing a 2-year, $12.5 million deal with the New York Giants, and I'm always somebody that believes that dominoes fall. Because Calais Campbell signed with the Ravens, because DJ Reader signed with the New York Giants, I wonder if other deals could potentially fall in line. And for a team like the Raiders, you don't show back up until May 18th is the next day of Raiders, the OTA sessions there is May 18th. So there's nothing really going on until then. maybe the Raiders make another move. Maybe they want to evaluate their roster a little bit more because if it was up to me, I would want the Raiders to evaluate that roster just a little bit more because I believe the OTA schedule runs until June 4th. And then after June 4th, that's when I would go, okay, who could we now bring into this organization based off of what we liked, what we didn't like? You bring that player in, and then you're basically just telling them, I need you to be ready by training camp time. So we'll see. June, looking like you had a lot of sun, Mitch. Oh, dude. What's crazy is my face is probably like the least tan thing on my body outside of my, you know what?
Your toes.
Correct. My toes are very white. Actually, my toes even got a little bit burnt. My back, dude, my back was fried day one, which was crazy, and it must just be like the difference in sun. I put sunscreen on. I actually thought I was pretty well prepared, and then I got back to the room, and Alex is like, "You look bad," you know.
You look like you hurt.
So day two of my vacation trip was full on like Howie from Benchwarmers, sun bad. Like it was, if the sun was anywhere to be found, I was like crawling because we had like one of those swim up bars. So again, you give me a swim up bar, I'm pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm chilling, I'm pretty good. And you know, obviously it was like the sun starts to go, like the shade got smaller, and I literally would like I was creeping, like I was borderline like on the side here just so I didn't have to get in the sun. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. I was crispy though. Very, very crispy, June. Blame it on the heat. Blame it on the alcohol. That probably didn't help either. Suave. Rusty is okay as long as you're not crusty. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you know, what's crazy to me is even though I've made so many shows, there are still times where when I don't make any content and I feel like I get back on a program, I do, man. I feel like I'm a little bit rusty talking, though. It was funny. One of Alex's friends that didn't know what I do, and that's always an interesting conversation trying to explain to people what I do for a job. But somebody who didn't know what I did, they were like, "Oh, like you're a pretty easy guy to talk to. Like, you know, do you like talk or do you do anything? Like what do you do for work?" So then I tried to explain to them that I was a host of a YouTube show, and we talked about the Raiders, and couldn't believe it. The one person that I met could not believe that what I do is actually a job. And at times, I have a hard time believing it as well. But you know what? I think we put on a good program here. I think we put on a good show. And I don't care if it's May, June, July. If there's Raider stuff to talk about, we're going to talk about it. So coming up here on the program, we're going to talk about Charles Snowden. And we're going to talk about why he was released because I'll say this again. Were you surprised that the Raiders moved on from Charles Snowden? You can give me a yes, you can give me a no, because out of all the names that I saw of the players that the Raiders moved on from while I was away, Layden Robinson, they moved on from Justin Shorter. There's technically a List 5 logo that we built in the previous show. You moved on from Matt Lauder, the tight end, Charles Snowden, and then McClendon Curtis. Those were the 5 players that the Raiders moved on from after rookie training camp or rookie minicamp. And then they added, you know, some of the new players that they did. Jonathan Brady was one of the names that I talked about, most recent name. But for the Raiders, you know, if you could show them that list. Out of all these names here, are we in agreement that the most surprising name is Charles Snowden? And I don't even think it's close. You know what I'm saying? Like, I liked McClendon Curtis when he was at UDFA. But Lauder, Layden Robinson, Shorter got put on that short-term IR list, so it's like that's the reason why they went that route. But out of all these names, are we in agreement that Charles Snowden is clearly the name that stands out here? And because it's clearly a name that stands out, and because Snowden was a guy that I thought had a shot to make the 53. I did. I thought Charles Snowden had a shot to make the 53-man roster. And I'm not saying it was a big shot, but there was at least a shot in that mix. So because that was the one that I thought was the most interesting, I said, why did the Raiders make this move? So that's what I'm going to try to talk about here. Mitch's comedy from the Zach Daddy. Is that good or bad? Is it good comedy or bad comedy? I love comedy. I love a good comedy, man. Okay. You ready? Though, I mean, Tom Davis says I'm not surprised. All right, fair enough. Alex DeLarge said no. Big Kev Dog said yes. Jamal said yes. Pop Toes, dumb comedy is the best. Yes and no. I think the only time dumb comedy is the best is when you're with a good group of friends. Like, I love my wife dearly. I'm not watching, like, bench warmers. I'm not watching with my wife. You give me some good buddies, I'll watch bench warmers. You got, like, dumb comedy is all about the right people that you're around. No doubt about it. Okay, y'all. You ready to rock? You guys ready to rock? Let's talk here a little bit about Charles Snowden and ultimately why this one's Prize Picks NGLD, right? All right, hang on a sec then. Hang on. I got to add some bling. I literally was like thinking to myself, I go, where is my Raiders chain? Though, I just put some aloe on, so this might take me a minute. I'm not going to lie to you. Hang on a sec.
We'll give a couple of shout-outs while Mitch is getting dripped out, or trying to. Shout out to Suave for the $5 super chat. We will get to that after we get through this cut. King Zay is saying Bench Warmer is his shit. Hell yeah. Bench Warmer is a hell of a movie. Terry Parkinson, do you think Mayer is questionable simply for cap space? I don't think so. I think he's one of the better tight end twos in the league. So
I think Mayer's safe.
Yeah.
I honestly think Mayer's safe because, again, they want to run a lot of two tight end sets. Like, they want to run a lot of two tight end sets, and Mayer, to me, is one of the better tight end twos in the NFL. So, got to put on that baby oil by you. I'll tell you, it looked like I had baby oil on a few times during this trip. That's a fact. Straight from, I don't think I'm ever going to go to one of those parties. Pop Toes. Yep, okay. Here we go. Coming up on the Raiders Report, let's talk about why Charles Snowden was ultimately released by the Silver and Black. You good? Hit that like button if you were surprised that the Las Vegas Raiders moved on from Charles Snowden, because coming up here on today's show, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why I believe John Spytek and Clint Kubiak ultimately decided to move on from 49. Coming up today here on the Raiders Report, presented by Prize Picks, this is why the Las Vegas Raiders moved on from Charles Snowden. The reason why I wanted to be able to talk about this video is because during the past week, I was on vacation, and I didn't really get the opportunity to sit down and talk with all of y'all about ultimately why this move ended up going down. And I was surprised when I saw Snowden get released, because he was a player that, 9 games last season he started for the Silver and Black. He started 18 games the past 2 seasons. And it's not that I thought that he was a lock to make this roster by any stretch of the imagination, but to me, Snowden was at least a player that you kept in May, June, July, up into August, and a player that, was a roster bubble candidate leading up until the final cut days of August 25th. So to be able to make this move now, there has to be a reason why. So today, I'm trying to figure out what that reason why is, because for them to trade away Tyree Wilson and Charles Snowden ultimately moved on from, and he was also a player that I'm telling y'all right now was very well liked in that locker room. He had a lot of respect from a lot of the players, a lot of the coaches in that locker room, because he was known for being a hard-working player. So the fact that this did come out of a little bit of left field, the fact that I haven't been able to talk about it yet, this is why I wanted to be able to break it down ultimately today here on the Raiders Report, because over the past 2 seasons, and I get it, not a lot of production from this Raiders defense, but still 67 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 11 quarterback hits. He did a good job getting his hands up, batting down balls with that 6'6" frame. He's somebody that, had an interception last season. So again, I was surprised that the Raiders decided to move on from Charles Snowden as early as they did. So to me, there's got to be 3 reasons why. Let's talk about the first reason, and I do want to be very clear. In my opinion, there are 3 possible reasons of why the Raiders decided to go this route. The first reason is the new regime. When you bring in a new regime, they're going to bring in players that they want to be able to build around. And I think about the fact that Snowden is 28 years old. There were some questions in regards to, is he going to be a good scheme fit in a 3-4 defense, which I'll say this, I personally thought that a 3-4 was going to be an interesting fit for him, because he could be a defensive end because he can line up as an outside linebacker, stand-up guy. Though, by moving on from him, you save $1.1 million, you eat $0 million, and the Raiders did draft Keyron Crawford out of Auburn. But again, like to me, I look at Snowden as 28 years old. If I'm the Raiders and I want to build around some other younger talent that I have on my roster, maybe I want to pay attention to those players instead of paying attention to a Charles Snowden, because I don't think Snowden's upside is very high at all. I think he's a very safe floor player, and I do wonder if this organization thinks, you know what, I can get more out of some other younger, talented players on this roster. But also with this regime, there were no ties to Charles Snowden, and you were able to save some money. Could that be a reason? I got two more reasons coming up here why the Raiders potentially moved on from Charles Snowden. I gave you my first reason. I'm also going to give you America's #1 fantasy sports app out there, and it's Prize Picks. You can get $50 when you play your first $5 lineup over at America's #1 sports pick app, and the best place to win cash while watching sports. Sign up for Prize Picks with code HMA. Get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. If anybody out there wants to give me a follow on Prize Picks, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. Raise your hand if you plan on watching a little basketball action. I don't know about y'all. I definitely plan on watching some basketball action. What's going to be cool about this video, y'all are going to be able to tell us whether we were right or whether we were wrong. I know for those of you that are watching this live right now, you're going, hey, this game's tonight. You're right, this game is tonight. When some of y'all see this video, it's going to go out tomorrow, then you're going to be able to tell me, did we win? I don't know. It'll be cool to see. 23 to pay, $57.50. If you plan on watching any playoff games, I promise you, if you get a Prize Picks lineup in, you're going to enjoy that game so much more. Max Crosby, big James Harden fan. Cade Cunningham. I think that the Cavs and Pistons game is going to be much closer than the Lakers and Thunders game, which is why I wanted to get a lineup in for the Cavs game and the Pistons game. It's going to be an interesting one, though, no doubt about it. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but when I get Prize Picks lineups in, it amazes me how much of a bigger fan that I am of those games. And, you know, Lopez and I, we were talking about the Thunder and Lakers game. Good luck to any Lakers fans out there. And good luck to anybody, again, who just loves hanging out with anybody that we have here at the Raiders Report. And if you want to follow me, if you want to follow any of our chat sports guys, you can do so. I see Big Raz, Rebel Montana, Bayou Raider all showing up and showing out for Prize Picks. And if you haven't yet, download the Prize Picks app today with the link that's going to be down in the comments and in the description. Use code HMA. You can see it up on your screen right now to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Let's now go to the next reason why I wonder why Charles Snowden was released. I do honestly wonder, did Charles Snowden ask to be released? Did he ask out? Did his agent say, hey, I want my client to have a new opportunity? And the reason why that I'm wondering this is because the Raiders drafted Keyron Crawford. You signed Kwity Paye. You brought back Malcolm Kuntz. You still have Max Crosby. And I wonder for Snowden if he kind of saw the writing on the wall. And, you know, sometimes like there's early indications of certain things are happening, right? Like for Snowden to be invited to rookie minicamp, you got to think about that. He's 28 years old. So for sometimes when players that aren't rookies are saying, hey, we want you here at rookie minicamp, that light bulb might go off a little bit. And maybe there was a conversation that was had of, well, if I get released now, I have a better opportunity of making another NFL team on another NFL roster down the line, because the longer a player like Snowden is on a team and then he ends up getting cut, like if he's cut in August, I don't know what team is going to give him an opportunity. So there is a part of me that wonders, was Snowden's team saying, hey, release my client, you don't need any money, we're going to, you know, the Raiders save some dollar bills, but this gives Snowden an opportunity to go out and try out for other NFL teams that maybe he has an actual shot to make that 53-man, because when you look here at this Raiders defensive line depth chart, when you talk about the 3-4 front, the top three defensive ends that we have on this team, Max Crosby, Kwity Paye, Keyron Crawford, and those are going to be the top three players who are going to get some work. For Snowden, he's probably looking at that going, well, shit, man, I might not have an opportunity to get on the field. And for me personally, I thought Snowden's biggest impact was going to be more in terms of an outside linebacker in a 3-4 front. But if I'm the Raiders, you know, I'm putting Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Kwity Paye out there a little bit earlier. And now you got Crawford. The other part of me that really makes me wonder, and it's kind of what I was talking about earlier in the show of, if I'm Clint Kubiak, if I'm Rob Leonard, I got this brand new defense, and if I'm trying to figure out what I have in some of these younger players, like, do I invest more time in a 28-year-old Charles Snowden, or do I invest more time in some of these other younger players that I could potentially use as an outside linebacker? Like, the first name I'm going to say is Brennan Jackson. Do I think Brennan Jackson's going to make this roster? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if he's going to make this roster or not. But if I'm sitting here going, what's the long-term goal? If the long-term goal is to build and to build for the future, do I want to invest in a 28-year-old Charles Snowden, or do I want to invest in a 25-year-old Brennan Jackson? Because now, I think a lot of us would say Snowden's the better player. Maybe when Jackson is 26, 27, proper coaching, maybe he's the better player, right? Another guy that I wonder, Jahari Harvey. He was a UDFA last year. There were spurts where he showed that he's got a little bit of juice, and I don't remember if it was minicamp or if it was training camp. I want to say it was training camp where Harvey was really impressive. And, there was some conversations, like, I remember there was a few shows that I did where it was like Harvey was one of our big winners, and there were some joint practices. There were some practices in general. There was even a few preseason games where Harvey at least showed, again, that flexibility to be able to come off the edge and get after the quarterback. But again, he's only 25 years old. One player that I also heard a lot of juice about, and I put out a video yesterday about the top UDFAs that could make the Raiders roster. You also have to remind yourself, I made that video the Tuesday before I left for vacation, and Sawyer Robertson was on that video. Robertson's not a UDFA. He was still a minicamp tryout. If I could fast forward and know like everything when I recorded that video on Tuesday, the player that I would have put in front of Sawyer Robertson, Keon Sloan. And this guy has been getting a lot of attention from players, from coaches. He's 6'3", he's 240 pounds, he's 23 years old. But again, he's kind of this like interesting outside linebacker player that also gives you some special teams flexibility. So again, my bigger point is you got a brand new regime with Charles Snowden. Do they want to invest in all this time in a 28-year-old that they don't view as having a lot of upside? Or are they going to invest a little bit more time in some 25-year-olds, a 23-year-old that can also potentially play a little bit of special teams for you? That's kind of the route that I think that the Raiders potentially went, and maybe Charles Snowden ultimately asked out. Those are two reasons, okay? I'm going to be very clear, though. I don't want to, ruffle any feathers. I'm not trying to bring down Charles Snowden. I'm not trying to bring down Charles Snowden's agent. I don't know the ins and outs of all these situations that I'm going to talk about. But in my mind, I'm a person that follows rumors. I'm a person that follows tea leaves. I'm also a person that always just writes shit down from the years past. I think that there is a reason why Charles Snowden was released. And coming up here, I'm going to give you that reason, because some of y'all might have forgot about it. Some of y'all might not have forgot about it. And I might have tipped my hand of where exactly I'm going to be going. Also, I got another sponsor here on today's show. Major shout out to GLD for changing the game. If you see me rocking this chain, it's from GLD. Make sure that you use promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS. I mean, it's literally on my shirt, and it's literally on the screen right there. So if you're trying to elevate your game, because I was just on vacation, some of y'all probably saw me rocking a little bit of bling from time to time. Well, whether you're going on vacation, maybe you got a date night, or you're just hanging out with the boys, GLD is going to be able to make sure that you're looking your best for every single occasion. Work hard and change the game. And for a limited time only, new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 40% off. Use code CHATSPORTS at GLD.com to get 40% off. That's 40% off with code CHATSPORTS at GLD.com. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Mitchell Renz from the Raiders Report ended up sending you. But I've had a lot of people ask me about this chain. It's a gold chain. I love wearing it. I wish my wife was more okay with me rocking the shield, though she's like, you got it tatted on you, so that's too much Raiders for me from time to time. But what I love about this versatility is, again, I can rock my Raiders shield at work, and then this might surprise you, that picture is not me, but that's how I feel when I rock my Raiders gold chain. The versatility is awesome. They're built to last for life, and that link, again, will be down in the comments. will be down in the description of today's show. Major shout out to GLD for hooking up Raider Nation here. Let's keep it moving on ultimately why I think Charles Snowden was let go by the Raiders. And if I'm wrong for saying this, I'm wrong, right? But I'll always say this. I think that there's a reason, a clear reason why, and I don't want to say shoot or shoot, but I'm always going to give my God-honest opinion. And sometimes I'm going to be right, sometimes I'm going to be wrong. So before I give you my God-honest opinion on why I think Charles Snowden was released, here's going to be your opportunity to go down in the comments section and you can tell me why. Like, at the end of the day, I want people when they watch the Raiders Report to know that you do have a voice, that I do look at the comments. And I think that people notice that I do reply back, that I do see the comments, because at the end of the day, the most important thing that we have is time. So please, why do you think Charles Snowden was released by the Raiders? The reason why I think that Charles Snowden was released by the Raiders was a DUI issue from 2024. And there's still ongoing issues with this whole DUI case, and I'm not trying to get into all the ins and outs around the Charles Snowden case, but if you don't remember, he was arrested December 10th, 2024 for a DUI. I shouldn't say no matter what, it's likely that he is going to be suspended at some point for 3 games. If I'm Clint Kubiak and if I'm this brand new Raiders regime, no disrespect to Charles Snowden, if there is a sliver of a chance that you're going to be suspended 3 games, I don't want to deal with that issue, right? Like, I'm going to find another player. I think Charles Snowden is easily replaceable, and because he's easily replaceable, I can save some money and I got some young talent around me. That could be another reason why they decide to move on. So if he's going to be suspended, it's better to move on from him right now. The latest we had an update around this entire situation was earlier in January, and if you want to read up about it a little bit more, I encourage you to do so. But I wonder if there are things happening behind closed doors that we don't know that a potential suspension is going to be coming, because the way that Raj Goodell operates, the way the NFL operates is even if it's your first time DUI case, that's usually a 3-game suspension. And if the 3-game suspension is coming for Charles Snowden, that's kind of why I think that this ultimately happened. And I see down in the comments, Can't Control Life, no off-the-field drama. Watch this, Can't Control Life. The Raiders need to get rid of all distractions, especially for bubble roster candidates. There's layers to all this type of stuff, right? In the NFL, if you're a great talented player, chances are you're going to get another opportunity. I think the fact that Snowden got the play of all of last season and nothing happened, that was kind of his second opportunity. Again, I am just spitballing, I am guessing, but I do think that the release of Snowden was a little bit of a surprise to me. And the only thing that I can possibly come up with are A, there's a brand new regime that just wants to move on from him. Number 2 is maybe him and his team wanted a new opportunity elsewhere. Or number 3, and to me it's the most likely scenario, is there starting to become some traction on a potential Charles Snowden suspension. And if the Raiders are catching wind of that suspension, I don't need any off-the-field distractions. I don't need any off-the-field BS, because the Clint Kubiak Raiders have to be about football. And Charles Snowden is not a good enough of a football player to keep him on the roster, because I think what that does is that shows every other player that you bring in of those past actions are okay. And I know that they're past actions, and I know you should always move forward, and you should always try to forgive people's probably the right word. But also at the same time, if I'm Clint Kubiak and if I'm in this organization's shoes and I think that I'm going to lose a player for 3 games that's named Charles Snowden, I'm going to be real with you. I am also happily going to be moving on from him. And I wonder, is that also another reason why the Raiders decided to draft Keyron Crawford in the 3rd round at number 67 overall? Because when that pick was made, I know a lot of us were going, I wonder why the Raiders did that. You see the trade of Tyree Wilson. You see the move of Charles Snowden. Could all of those reasons have been made of why Keyron Crawford was ultimately drafted in the 3rd round at 67 overall? So to me, the reason why Charles Snowden is being let go, new regime, potentially the agent asking him to go, but I think the big reason is that DUI case from December 10th, 2024. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to see what ultimately ends up going down here, but I hope that I'm not being too unfair in that statement, because again, I don't know when or if that 3-game suspension is going to happen. It's just typically players that have what happened to Snowden, they typically get suspended 3 games. And I'm going to be real. If the moment, like, if it would have happened 2 weeks from now, if it happens right now and the news popped up, Charles Snowden suspended 3 games, I guarantee I would have made a video. It's time to move on from Charles Snowden. And I think a lot of people here would understand that because the amount of money that you're able to save. And I just don't want any off-the-field distractions. I don't want any off-field distractions. And I'm sorry, nobody's above the shield. But there are certain players that you are willing to deal with that off-field BS. And I just don't think Snowden has proven to be good enough to be able to do it. Like, y'all know Sanjit's my guy. Sanjit, you know you're my guy. But I saw Sanjit say that he thought Snowden was a better pass rusher than Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye's not the best pass rusher, but, like, I still would rather have Kwity Paye out there on the field in pass rush situations than a player like Charles Snowden. But, hey, that's just me. If you don't know our Cinco de Mayo deals, if we get 5 bangs, which we've already gotten 5 bangs, I'm doing Margarita Friday. We're doing $50 bangs here today. If you want to get in our duck race, $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz, 365. The last time that I checked, $20, you'd have the opportunity to win 110. And now I see Richard Engel, you're in. Greg Vack, you're in. 20 to win. $130 here on the Raiders Report. Let's go to AC Raider Nation. Excuse me. Diggs found not guilty. Do you think we sing to him? I can't sing, so it's definitely not going to be me, AC. The Stephon Diggs situation is an interesting situation, okay? I understand that he was found not guilty, okay? The other problem with Diggs is he is a off-the-field issue. Like, and I don't think that the Raiders want to have a lot of off-the-field drama. I don't think that they want to bring that to light. In the same breath, though, if we're talking about just talent and at the wide receiver position, he's probably the most talented free agent wide receiver out there. Now, Juwan Jennings, I think, is actually a better fit than somebody along the lines of Stephon Diggs. But, like, I go back to the one video many, many years ago of all the Minnesota Vikings players. They were like, who's the number one player you wouldn't want? I believe it was your sister. It was like, who's the number one player you wouldn't want your sister to date? And every single player, without hesitation, goes, Stephon Diggs, Stephon Diggs, Stephon Diggs. I know that he's a really talented player. But when you see a really talented player like Stephon Diggs, like, here's the math that I want fans to do in their head because it's the math that I do in my head. Stephon Diggs was signed to the New England Patriots. It was a 3-year, $69 million deal. They gave him 1 year guaranteed, $23 million. They made it to the flippin' Super Bowl and still decided to move on from him. Like, I wonder, even if he's got this big name, how much off-the-field drama do you want to bring in? And I'm sorry, I would rather the Raiders kick the tires on a Juwan Jennings. I would rather the Raiders look at some other areas before they went to go get Diggs. But if the Raiders sign Diggs, the first thing that I would think of is Kirk Cousins is going to be the Raiders starting quarterback. If the Raiders want Cousins to be that starter, I believe Cousins does have some overlap with Stephon Diggs already, and maybe that's been a part of the plan because he's also got some overlap with Jalen Nailor on top of that. But if Diggs is signed, the first thing that I'm going to think of is, yep, Kirk Cousins is going to be the Raiders starting quarterback this upcoming season. Let's go to Loud Buddy Bear Bang! I don't remember you being live on this day. You guys took Cinco de Mayo off a few years ago in a row. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Nation. I'm drunk. I took today off of work, celebrating my 45th birthday. Yes, I'm that old. Bro, Buddy Bear, everyone down below, please give me some HBDs down below. Eric Sherlock, is Diggs a diva? I mean, Diggs is, I would say he's definitely a diva. I think that he's definitely a diva. But talented? No doubt about it. Buddy Bear, there's not been too many people that have been a part of this show as long that you have been, and there's not many people that I think are well-respected around the Chat Sports office as much as Buddy Bear. But, dude, 45th birthday, man. Happy birthday to you. I'm so happy that you're here celebrating with us. Cinco de Mayo birthday is kind of a wild birthday. It's a great excuse of a day to just get sloshed on your birthday.
I do have a friend that does have a Cinco de Mayo birthday, and I was like, hey, you have to get a marg every year. You don't have the option.
Every single, he's like, I've been doing it since I've been 3 years old. And they've been putting it in my bottle.
I actually came out drinking margs.
All right, what's your best marg? What's y'all's best marg down below? Best margarita that you're getting on Cinco de Mayo? Like, is there a certain style of marg? Like, for me, I like mezcal. A mango mezcal margarita, F me up. Micosina, they do those Mambo taxis.
I have not had one yet.
Bro, I'll tell you this. Alex is a stickler for margaritas. Like, she's a bit of a margarita connoisseur. She loves Mambo taxis.
Okay.
Mambo taxis are they're electric. I see Revenge of the Fifth from Butters, a blue. I don't know what that is, Azul. The best one is the one available to me from Suave. Are you guys team are you putting tahini in your marg? Are you team tahini?
I can do a little tahini. It's not going to be like every marg. Like if I'm down on like 4 or 5 a night,
sure.
I'm not going to do them every
4 or 5 margs.
I'm just throwing out. Like if I'm going out, having a good time.
Well, no, you're like, if I'm putting down 4 or 5 a night, like.
Okay, not a night, in a sitting.
There you go. I drink margaritas, then beer. I will say, I had a really good michelada at the Guy Fieri spot at the Cancun airport.
Okay.
Crushed some of them. But Buddy Bear, man, happy birthday to you, bro. The Lord Buddy Bear is a legend here. We were I don't even know how we got on the conversation before I took my trip, Buddy Bear, but we went down memory lane and I found a picture of me. I had like a bear. I think it had to be right around Halloween time because I literally dressed up as you for Halloween. I had a bear and I was chugging a boot. And somebody, we were like talking about it. It was right before I took my trip, and somebody was like, "What is that?" And I had to explain, why I was dressed up as a bear. And then Buddy Bear's name came up, and then we went down a whole rabbit hole. But long story short, dude, you've been a part of this program for a long time, and it's been really cool to have you be a part of this program, and also at the same time, like the fact that you want to celebrate with us is pretty freaking iconic. So. Buddy Bear, you better be here on Friday happy hour because we're putting down some margaritas. But who knows? Maybe for Buddy Bear, maybe we'll break out a tequila shot. I mean, I'm not working out today. I told Alex tomorrow is the day that I start getting back on track with my diet, all that type of stuff. And then
this is like the first day back. You gotta.
First day back, we did a lot. We did a lot of adulting yesterday. A lot of laundry, a lot of like that type of stuff. So. I'm not working out today, so you know what? Hey, maybe I can maybe some crazy shit can happen today, Buddy Bear. Raider Rick, what up, man? Welcome back, Lobster Mitch. What's wild is I have makeup on, so if I didn't wear makeup, I'd be even more red. I'd be even more red. I'd be even more shiny. I'd be glimmering. Like I don't know if y'all can see. Like that. Honestly, that doesn't even look bad. I'm telling you this right now. I got really sunburned on that Wednesday. Thursday, that next day, when I woke up, and this is like how I think you have a really bad sunburn, when not only are you obviously red and you're scorching hot, but like your skin, I feel like is tender, and because just like the way that I was laying.
Like lay down, yeah.
Well, no, you could see all the lines in my back from like the blankets. Like it looked like, I don't know how to, I just looked like I was just laying down for days. But I only slept for a little bit that one night, but yeah, I was so sunburned. I was so sunburned, but it's good to be back, man. Bringing the Danston Lobsters. Santana Suave. Mitch, is there any way we can go through the in-season games for Madden a bit faster just in case we make the Madden playoffs like last year? Yes, and I will actually plan on doing more Madden games this season to make this season go by a little bit quicker just because my goal this year, I want to get through the entire Madden season almost like before July even happens. So it's going to be a lot of games, which probably means I'm just going to be live one extra time during the week because I'll be live every single Tuesday. I'll be live always for Friday happy hour. But because I want to get that other Madden game in, I'm kind of debating, do I go live on another Thursday? Do I go live on a Monday? I'm still kind of working through the kinks here a little bit, but it's not only me. It also comes down to like who's available, what the schedule looks like. But once I get the schedule, I mean, that could also be the problem. If it gets pushed back a week, that could hurt us a little bit. But one thing that I do want to be able to do is I want to be able to do a Madden sim of Kirk Cousins, Raiders, against Fernando Mendoza, Raiders. So
I think that should be, you should have them play
Yep.
before the season starts, and then whoever's team wins, you put them at quarterback for the year.
See, that's a great idea. And here's the God honest truth. Every year that I've ever done the show, like the Madden games, I've always picked the quarterback that I think will be the Raiders' Week 1 starter. I did it with Geno Smith last year. I did it with Gardner Minshew, Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, like it's been a tough ride. Let's just say that. I don't think there's any way in chance I got to put Fernando as the starter.
All he has to do is beat Kirk Cousins then.
I mean, if we did the Madden season, I'm going to ask all y'all right now, who would you rather be the starting quarterback, Kirk Cousins or Fernando Mendoza? Or do we do with what Lopez is saying? Whoever wins that game, Mendoza and Cousins, he's the Madden
That's like
starter.
Preseason game.
See, it's no disrespect to Kirk, and he's again, I think that if the season started today, I think Kirk Cousins would be the Raiders starting quarterback if the season started today. The other part, though, about Madden, it's also got to be like what I want to watch. I want to watch Fernando way more than I want to watch Kirk Cousins. Like, is that a mean thing to say? Is that an unfair thing to say? Pop says whoever wins the job. Mendoza, that's what I mean. No shame to Kirk, bro, at all, but I'm not going to read that. I almost did. Holy shit.
So close.
Dude, that was
Anthony, try again.
This is what I mean. I've been rusty.
Try again in a couple minutes, Anthony. You might get him.
That's what I mean. I've been a little rusty. See, I feel like I got to start Mendoza. But maybe we'll just say, all right, whoever's the winner of that game, it's going to be Mendoza and Kirk. We'll see. No, it should be Mendoza on Madden. I want to see wins from Raider Keys. I got you. But, yeah, Suave, we'll try to do it a little bit quicker. And if you guys don't know what he's talking about is every offseason I do Madden watch parties. I even hate to admit this. I have so much fun doing Madden watch parties. Like, don't get me wrong. When it gets to, like, week 12, 13, 14, there's always points at me like, if you're new to this channel, you're like, what the hell is this guy doing right now?
Why is this guy having so much fun?
What's crazy is, like, there'll be times I'll do those Madden watch parties, and people, like, we'll get, like, 600 people will be watching. And then if the game's close, like, in the fourth quarter, there's, like, 1,000 people. And as soon as the game's over, the audience completely drops off, which I'm like, I kind of respect it, though. I'm like, I think Raider fans and just fans, football fans in general, like, I want football. I need football. Need it. Sherlock, I know we can't talk about it personally, but I still want to find out what the hell happened in the Wilkins incident. It's been a year. You know what's crazy, Sherlock? I also want to know because, you know, you just hear stories. And obviously the source that I had was a good source because we were the very first people to break the Christian Wilkins news. We did it the month before Schefter, Rappaport, all those guys. And, you know, shout out to the source that gave me that inside scoop. But also at the same time, I've heard stories about the whole Wilkins situation. I've covered the NFL long enough, and I'll just keep it as simple as this. Christian Wilkins was one of the NFL's best defensive tackles. Is defensive tackle an important position? Yes. Is Christian Wilkins a very talented player? Yes. He got $27 million per year. Crickets. When it's crickets, I want you to think about the, Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini story. Like, when there's crickets, there's reasons why there's crickets. And if I'll just say it like this, man, if it comes out what I heard, I don't know if Christian Wilkins will ever play in the NFL again. Like, I don't know if teams will want him on the roster. But at the same time, I'm not going to talk about things because, I've been warned by people that I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get sued. And I don't know what this situation is, but at the end of the day, the NFL has always proven and professional sports have always proven when you're really talented, teams are willing to jump through certain hoops. They're willing to do certain things to accommodate you. And you can't tell me that Christian Wilkins isn't a talented player. Can't tell me that. There's clearly something going on to why he's still out there and why he's still available and why, there's been nothing. There's been nothing. And when I first had the news told to me last year, and we broke the story in June, it was like, hey, man, if Wilkins gets that second surgery, he's going to be ready to go by 2026, and he didn't want to get that second surgery. Now I'm under the impression that he did get that second surgery, but there's still some other things that need to be figured out. And again, it's a story that I can't even talk about, dude. It's an unbelievable story. Gilbert, Mitch, do you know when the schedule comes out? It's typically like that Wednesday. Like, in my mind, I would say next Wednesday. However, though, there are some issues right now with the NFL with, I guess, rights to certain games with, like, different TV channels, different TV stations. I mean, it kind of drives me nuts that now you have to have, yeah, I don't know, YouTube TV, Peacock, NFL Net. Like, you got to have all these different subscriptions to be able to watch every single NFL game. And, it kind of drives me nuts a little bit. But also, it's why the players are making the money they are. It's why there's so much attention around them. But there's a little bit of a snag from my understanding on that. And they could actually end up pushing it back an extra week because they care about money. And I don't blame them for caring about money. Suave, also, can we bring back the backwards jerseys with the real ones on it? I don't know if you still have the jerseys. Here's the thing, man. I got probably still well over 120, 125 jerseys here. I still have a bunch of those jerseys. I've given some to, like, some of the other fans from time to time. But I also want to always try something new every year. And I know that some people don't like when I'd wear the jersey backwards. So there's that. Also, we've been getting a lot more merch. So I'll probably start wearing a lot more merch in the future. But there'll be times throughout the season where you'll see me rocking the backward jerseys again, and it'll probably be for, I don't know, some big, maybe it's Buddy Bear's birthday, maybe it's Bayou banging 500 times or whatever the hell he's going to do. Like, it's just, there will be times where I will bring it back because I do still have the jerseys. Though Chugs wants me to donate them, and I've also thought it'd be kind of funny, like
those little kids in Africa just wearing Bayou Raider jerseys would be kind of sick.
Not quite that route, but
No.
So imagine so Chugs and has like often said, got to wait for the Raiders and Cowboys to play again down here in Dallas, and then just give the homeless shelter down here all of our Raiders jerseys that week. And you just see like a bunch of like people just walking around in like Raiders jerseys throughout the week. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of funny. It'd be kind of electric.
There's a Lord Buddy Bear just hanging under the bridge.
But at the same time, like, I also, like, if there's a jersey that you guys want and you want me to send it back to you, I'd be more than happy to, send it back to you. I truly have so many jerseys. Like, I had so many jerseys. Husker, what's going on, man? I got Husker jersey. I got Suave jersey. We had our second anniversary vacation to Orange Beach, Alabama this weekend, and I'm burnt to a crisp. Happy birthday to Buddy Bear. Orange Beach, Alabama. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm terrible with all things that aren't Raiders and football, to be honest with you. Though, does anybody have a good beach recommendation? So I don't want to fly with Chuck because I just don't want to put him like underneath like the plane, and he gets a little bit like crazy sometimes. Crazy, I mean that in like a good way, but he just gets very stimulated. I want to take Chuck to a beach, and I want to take him to like a spot where I don't have to drive too far, and I don't mind going like 10 hours is like my cap. Does anybody have any good beach recommendations where I could take my dog Chuck? Like, is Orange Beach a good spot? I don't know.
Heard Orange Beach? I don't know how far like Destin is from here.
Destin? That's what, Florida?
Yeah.
See, like, I've heard, like, some people have told me to go some places in, like, Alabama.
Mississippi has one. What is it, Biloxi Beach? There's
See, like, I want a clean beach, and I want, like, an area where I don't want a bunch of people, a bunch of dogs. Like, in my mind, I'm walking out wherever I am. There's some beach there, and it's kind of, like, secluded. Because I want Chuck to be able to run around. I want Alex and I to be able to have, like, again, I had such a great vacation, and I don't want it to make it sound like I didn't. But we were there for, like, a wedding. So, we were kind of like, whatever the group's going to do, like, we're going to do. I really felt like I only got, like, 1, maybe 2 days where it was just Alex and I. Like, the next trip that I want to take this summer, and it'll probably be right before football season gets going, is I want to go to a beach, and I want to be able to take Chuck, because Chuck's never been to a beach. And he's kind of at that age now where it's like, he's almost 6. He's still got a lot of energy left in him, and I don't want to, like, take him to a beach when he gets, like, too old and he can't enjoy it maybe to the fullest. Do I surf Pop Toes? No. I boogie board. I'm an elite boogie boarder, but no, I do not surf. I am far, far from a surfer. Husker, congratulations though. 2nd anniversary vacation to Orange Beach. You gotta let me know how it was. Did you take your pup? Miggy, what's going on, Miggy? Cheers, Mitch Lopez in the chat. I drink old-fashioned with mezcal for Cinco. Watching you guys in the studio working. Cheers to everyone. I will say that one of the number one drinks that I've started more often, mezcal old-fashions.
I've never heard of that.
So again, like to me, I like mezcal old-fashions a little bit on the sweeter side, but I've been hammering them, and because for me, if I drink a mezcal old-fashioned, it doesn't take many, and I'm like, all right, I'm
feeling good.
You feel exactly where you want to be. Where like whiskey old fashions, I don't know. I just feel like I can handle it a lot better. But I would say my favorite mezcal old fashioned is Ilegal. I like Ilegal a lot with a mezcal old fashioned. I don't know what you use, Miggy, but that's a stiff drink, dude. It's a stiff drink. Bill, what's going on, dude? I remember when the Genty shirt came out, there was talk of something for May the 4th. Was that a no-go? We did not make anything for May the 4th, and yes, there was some conversations about, like, May the 4th be with you. The biggest reason why, well, 2 reasons. The first reason why we did not do it is because I wanted to launch a different shirt, and the shirt that we decided to launch in its place was this Raiders draft class one. The other big reason why we didn't launch the May the 4th one was I didn't work that day. So because I wasn't at work, because I wasn't going to be live on May 4th, we didn't decide to make anything that day. So I do apologize for it. But what we decided to do instead was I wanted this draft class shirt. And the way that Chat Sports operates is, it's just like any company. Like if I get a shirt, then I kind of get put on the totem pole. Don't get me wrong. If I want to get back up on that totem pole, I've been here the longest, like I can get back up on that totem pole, but it's also respecting for, like, I want a lot of the other guys to get the opportunities to make some swagger and stuff. So I said that I wanted this one. So this is the one that I ended up picking over May the 4th. So please don't get mad at me. If anybody wants one of these bad boys, it's chatsports.com/RRshop, which you guys can find down in the comments, down in the description. I also got the Raiders pint glasses too. So I said I wanted, again, I'm the only person here at our company that has pint glasses. I'm the only person here that has coffee mugs. I don't want to get too greedy with, Arnold and his time making up all this stuff because he's making stuff for other people. But that is the reason why, I don't have the May the 4th shirt. I'm working on it, though. We got, if you guys want other ideas, please, don't be afraid to throw them out there. We did just launch something brand new that I haven't shown all of y'all yet. I actually sent one to a couple recently, and then once they get it, they're going to send me a photo, and then you guys will probably have an opportunity to see it a little bit more.
Is it what I think it is?
Maybe. Here, I'll show you. I got
I know you showed me something before that revolved around what this could sound like.
Let me see. Is it these?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Yep. Yeah, it's I think it'll be pretty cool. Mitch, it's an OG's drink. I drink mezcal. Miggy, it's coming from you, so I trust you. I just don't know how to pronounce that. Mezcal de Guerrero? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, Destin by far is your best bet. Grew up in Miami, live in Naples, Florida now. Neither of those beaches compare. See, it's just a far drive. And again, maybe I just got to man up and just do the drive.
I don't know how long that drive is.
That's got to be a hell of a drive. Again, for me, that's a long drive. I probably haven't driven, 10 hours? Is that what you're saying? I drive 10 hours in my sleep. Rebel. I don't think I've driven 10 hours in the last 2 years.
It's almost 11, actually.
Almost 11 hours?
Yep. 10:53.
To Destin?
Dallas to Destin drive, yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, I might have to. Bill. Oh, okay, we did that one. Sorry. I think are we all caught up?
We got a couple more that just came in. Give them a second. They're loading in right now.
All right, so we're going to keep pushing through some of these super chats. And again, I got one more segment that I got to get to here on the program today. Friendly reminder that if you want to get in our duck race, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. It's a chance to win $130 the last time that I checked. And since then, Sean Morgan has gotten it in. What up, Sean? You in? And then Gilbert Moreno also getting it in. 20 to win, $150 on this show. If you scan that QR code, you get out your camera. A little link's going to pop up. Click on that bad boy. Add me as a friend. Oh, my God. LCA Nation, I need some prayers from you for my brother, Brandon Abbott. He's in the hospital. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I just need some prayers for him. Thanks. LCA, we'll be in. Let me. I'll have to hit you up after today's live show. We'll talk about this a little bit more. I'm first off, man. I'm really, really sorry. For those of you who don't know, the person that took the photo of LCA in his profile pic is his brother. I got the opportunity to meet him when we did our event in San Jose, and again, like I'm a big believer in. If you got 5 seconds, if you got 10 seconds today, find that 5 to 10 seconds. And if you remember this show, be like, hey, I hope LCA's brother Brandon is doing all right. I am a big believer that when you put good energy into the world, good things happen. But I'm rooting for you, LCA. I'm rooting for your brother. I'll message you after today's live show. Just keep me in the loop with anything that's going on. And again, man, if there's a way that I can help, I will always do my best to try to help out in any way possible. But I'll hit you up once I get done with today's live show. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Please, though, send the good vibes, y'all. Send the good vibes. All right, I think we are all caught up. If I am mistaken, please holla at me. So what we're going to do next here on the program is we're going to get in to some of the Raiders players that I think stuck out at rookie minicamp. And, again, when I break down this list that I'm going to break down, I typically like to do winners and losers. I'm not going to do losers because I don't think it's fair for me to do any losers because I was on vacation during Raiders rookie minicamp, and the information that I looked for yesterday and Sunday night was more, tell me who stuck out, tell me the good. So you're not going to hear me talk about any losers. I'm only going to talk about the players that I got positive information on, so just keep that in mind. Before I get into that, though, there is another basketball game tonight. I actually was shocked when I saw that the Pistons came back from 3-1 because they were the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't know basketball that well. I know how to play basketball. I can hoop, like that type of stuff, but I don't follow the NBA as closely as what I used to, and that's, to be honest, I think because the NBA sucks. Now, playoff basketball, unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's almost frustrating. We were talking about it earlier, like all these upsets. Like, the NBA can be great. It can be, and you're seeing it right now in these playoff basketball games. Like, the fact that a 1-seed Pistons almost lost to an 8-seed Magic. Like, if that would have happened, this would have been one of the craziest round ones of, I feel like, NBA playoff history.
And then to top it off, the Magic coach got fired the next day.
Really?
They said he was getting fired no matter the outcome of the playoff run. So they are now getting a new coach, too.
That's just bananas. Who do you guys got in this series, Pistons or Cavaliers? Actually, this is kind of cool. I found this out today. If there are any Cavs fans out there, I don't know what the Cavs-Raiders overlap is. But today, actually, they're doing they just launched a Cleveland Cavaliers channel. And our guy who does our Brown show, obviously Cavs fan, and he's going to be live for the game tonight, which I don't like. I like the way that the Pistons play basketball. But maybe I'm just too naive. Like, are they just the 1 seed because nobody tries in the regular season? Or were they actually like...
They were good. Cade Cunningham was really good. He was an MVP caliber player until he suffered a collapsed lung. He just came back from that a couple weeks ago. If you watch him, he's hooping with like this giant, like that big flak pad Cam Newton used to wear.
Okay.
He's like hooping with one of those, still dropping 30. So like pretty impressive just on his end. Like be able to come back and still do that. But the Pistons were a very defensive dominant team in the regular season. It was a little slow in the playoffs, but it seems like they're starting to click again with everybody starting to come back. So hoping that round 2 is a little bit better for them, because if it is them Knicks in a conference semifinal or conference finals, could be interesting.
Oh, I mean, I want it to be Knicks and Pistons so bad. because I remember what that
screams
series
90s basketball.
screams 90s basketball. And the Pistons and Knicks played last year, right?
Pacers Knicks was last year. I
Was
know
it
that was the
Pacers
big one.
Knicks?
Did the Pistons play the Knicks last year?
Knicks versus Pistons. I don't know why. I feel like that was in my mind. Yes, they did.
Was that the first round?
I believe it because their first game was April 19th.
Yeah, that was round 1. I'm looking at the bracket right
Yep.
now.
So Knicks, I remember that series, and again, like I'm not really a fan of any team. To be clear, though, I do root for the Knicks. I just rooted for the Knicks like growing up as a kid, and because Marshall's, I would say, our longest tenured basketball host here. I just watched Marshall the most, and I watched the Knicks the most. So, like, I tend to root for our guys here at Chat Sports. But, dude, I would love a Pistons-Knicks matchup. Though I think if it's Cavs or Pistons against the Knicks would be fun. I just don't. So if you're a Sixers fan, I'm sorry. I'm just not rooting for you. I'm going for the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm going for the New York Knicks.
I think I'd like to see the Pistons come out of the East. Not a big Knicks guy. The Cavs have kind of been. This is about where they cap out every year. They'll get to the second round. Like, I don't expect them to get much further. 76ers, I think. I'm surprised they got this far. I think this is a win for them, but I don't see them getting past.
Shocked. I am shocked that they took down the Celtics. But I was kind of happy because our one of our guys who does our Celtics content here, he was like, "Oh, dude, the Celtics easily gonna breeze by them." He was calling Jason Tatum the other day. He literally said Jason Tatum is like, what did he say? He said Jason Tatum is like prime Braun, and we were like, "What are you saying right now?" That was right before I took my trip. So then first day when I came
it's like
back,
I came back and he's not prime Braun anymore.
and he's not prime Braun anymore. Also, Gilbert Moreno, you have 3 ducks. I only put you down for 1, so that's on me. So now it's a $20 Venmo shot to win $170 here on the program. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to get into some of these big winners from Raiders rookie minicamp. We'll talk about some guys on offense, on defense. After that, we'll end up running our duck race here. So please make sure you have your shot to get in. $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz 365. The deal that I offered earlier on the program was I said we're going to do $50 bangs today. And I said if we got to 5 bangs in total, I would do margaritas on Friday.
That happened quite easily.
And it happened, I'm not going to lie to y'all,
easily.
very, very quickly. It ended up happening. So I don't know what's going to happen today on our Lakers channel. I don't know what's going to happen on Friday happy hour for some of these margaritas that'll be going down. But I just want to say, like, I shout out to all y'all that make this show a lot of fun every single day. Even if it's Cinco de Mayo and there's not a lot of Raiders stuff happening today, you guys show up, show out every day. And I was really excited to be able to do this live show again. I missed all y'all. I hope that y'all missed me. So we got one more segment to be able to get into, and then after that, we're going to run our duck race. We're probably going to do Kentucky Derby style. I think that we're going to end up giving away over $200, and I hope that people end up getting it in. And then after that, little bon voyage, and I can't wait to watch some basketball later on today. Watching some hoops action later on today. You ready?
I think so.
This one's just Prize Picks, right?
Let me.
Yes, this one's just Prize Picks.
Perfect. Is it Prize Picks and RR?
Yep.
Easy.
Easy peasy. All right, y'all. So, again, I want to be very, very clear here. I usually do mini camp winners and losers. I'm not doing any losers because I didn't think it was fair to any of the people because I didn't do my typical homework that I usually do on all these players, scoutings, all that type of stuff. So, since I was away on vacation, you're only going to see players that I heard stood out, and you're only going to see players that I got information on. I'm not saying that means that only those guys. It's also, I was asking about certain players. Certain guys know who I'm looking at, and I just want to be able to just very, very be clear on that. So keep an eye out. You ready? Y'all ready? Coming up, let's talk about the biggest standouts from Raiders rookie minicamp. Coming up today here on the Raiders Report, presented by Prize Picks, Raiders rookie minicamp biggest winners. Typically, when I do this show, I do winners and I do losers. Since I was away on vacation, I didn't think it was fair for me to break down any losers on this show because when I reached out to my sources and I reached out to the people that I usually talk to on Monday, I just said, hey, who were the biggest standouts? If you did not know, Raiders rookie minicamp was May 1st. all the way to the third, and I'm going to talk about some of the biggest winners on offense and on defense, and I'm going to count them down from 5 all the way down to 1. So the person that you see as number 1 is who I believe is the biggest winner on offense and the biggest winner on the defensive side of the football. We're going to start here at number 5 on the offensive side. It's going to be Nicholas Henning, offensive lineman, and the reason why I'm going to put him on this show is because he was invited to Raiders rookie minicamp as a in-camp invite. He was not signed as an undrafted free agent, so that means in a short amount of time, in a 3-day sample size, the Raiders said, you know what? That's got to be a guy that we bring in here to this roster. He does need a little bit more work because he's a player that just recently started playing football, was actually a tight end when he first started playing, and now he's been a converted offensive tackle. If you don't know, he's going to be the number 2 overall pick, and I say he is going to be. He was the number 2 overall pick in the Canadian Football League this past week. So the number 2 pick there, he's either going to play for the Argonauts or he's going to end up making this Raiders roster. But the other reason why I do think that he's a winner, when I look at this Raiders offensive line depth chart, I'll say that I believe that there's a lot more depth at the offensive guard position than there is the offensive tackle position. So for a young player like Henning, you know, he's probably going to be battling with a Dalton Wagner potentially, some of these other bottom of the roster guys. And because he's a raw player, and because I believe in Rick Dennison, I wanted to put him in here as a winner. Let's go to number 4 here. It's going to be Trey Zuhn, offensive lineman that the Silver and Black ended up drafting in the 3rd round, number 91 overall this past year's draft. Coaches already love his mentality, and they love his ability to play multiple positions on the offensive line. The other thing that I have to be able to tip my cap to Trey Zuhn and why I also think he's a winner, he's been working a lot with Fernando Mendoza, and he's been working a lot with Fernando at center. And, you know, the story, probably one of my favorite stories that I heard when I was away on vacation was Fernando's getting extra freaking reps in, 25 to 50 reps at the hotel. And you're talking about the number 1 overall pick. He's getting those extra reps. Who's he getting those extra reps with? He's getting those reps with Trey Zuhn. And I do think that there's a shot that he could be a starter on this roster. I think that he could be that 6th man on the offensive line because he can play center, because he can play offensive guard, because he can play offensive tackle, and because he's willing to play all these different spots. Trey Zuhn is a winner from rookie minicamp. Let's go to number 3 here on the list. It's going to be running back Roman Hemby. And y'all know I am a big Roman Hemby fan. So when I reached out to my sources that I did, I'm not going to lie to you, I asked about all of the Raiders draftees, and I asked about Roman Hemby, the number 1 player that I thought out of all the UDFAs had the best shot to make this team. One of my guys told me that he is a lot more physical at the running back position than coaches and players originally thought. And I think for Hemby, he's got the right mentality. He knows the importance of pass protection, and he came into camp, and he was really willing to show right away, like, hey, I can pass protect. Now, the one thing that we always have to remember here is they're in shorts. You know, it's not like full contact, so it's really hard to evaluate properly all these different things. But I think that he looks like the 3rd best running back on this roster, behind Genty, behind Washington Jr., and because he looks like to be that 3rd best back, and he's already showing early on that he's a good pass protector, that is something that is important. Again, when I say he's shown that he's a good pass protector, he's shown that he's got it up here, because you're not really doing too much pass protecting drills that first week of rookie minicamp. But if you're showing coaches you got it up here and you know where to be in the right situation, that's really important, and that's how Roman Hemby makes this team. Not running between the tackles, by pass protecting. I got my top 2 biggest winners on offense here in just a moment, but I could argue that Prize Picks is the biggest winner out there, America's number 1 fantasy sports app, and you've probably heard me talk about them on every single one of the shows that I'm doing. You know why? Because they showed up and they showed out for Raider Nation in the Raiders Report, and I hope that you guys show up and show out for them as well. And if you're looking to get started with America's number 1 sports pick app, also the best place to win cash while watching sports, then sign up for Prize Picks with code HMA and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. So the lineup that I want to show all of y'all is my season-long lineup, and this has been one that I have kind of discussed multiple times on this program here. And since we're talking about the biggest winners on the offensive side of the football, we just talked about Hemby in this backfield, like this Raiders offense will be better, right? Like it is. It's going to be a better offense overall. So I am going to be taking the more on Genty and on Brock Bowers. Max Crosby, this defense is better. Give me the more on Max. And If you're wondering why did I go more on Josh Allen, 6 straight years of more than 3,475 passing yards. And Bills Mafia, I got a respect for that fan base. I root for Josh Allen to always beat Patrick Mahomes. And I know it didn't happen this past year, but I'm going to root for it in case it happens yet again. So $10 to pay $100. This is my Prize Picks lineup. If you want to roll with that one, give me a follow at Mitchell Renz 365. So you guys are going to see a link down in the comments and in the description of today's show. Download the Prize Picks app today with that link and use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Let's go to number 2 here for our Raiders rookie minicamp winners on offense. Fernando Mendoza comes in here at number 2. And I'm putting Mendoza at number 2 because there's going to be a lot of light around him, right? All eyes are on him around the NFL. He's the number 1 overall pick. But what I really wanted to see out of Fernando is what's he doing up here, and is he delivering an accurate football? And it shows really early that he wants to earn his spot. And I've said this before, and I hope when I say this, people go, okay, like I like the fact that he's saying that. Fernando Mendoza's job as a franchise quarterback is to make every other player on that team better, right? It's not just about making your offense better. It's not just about making your tight ends, wide receivers better. It's about making all 52 players on that roster better. That's what a franchise quarterback's job is. So when you see your franchise guy who was just drafted number 1 overall, some people might rip on him for not going to the White House here and there. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I think it's a great opportunity to go meet the president. You can say whatever you want about the president. I'm not going to get into those details there. But, like, I think the fact that Fernando Mendoza's mindset is, I need to be at practice because I'm at the bottom of the totem pole, and my job here is to be the best version of myself for the Raiders. If your number 1 overall pick's doing that, what are everybody else on that roster doing? Because if that's what the number 1 overall pick's doing, guess what? That's going to light a fire underneath Treydan Stukes. It's going to light a fire underneath Dalton Johnson, Trey Zuhn, Keyron Crawford. If you're showing up to the Raiders and the number 1 overall pick's trying to earn that shield, that makes him a winner in my book. That's why I wanted Fernando Mendoza. But also it's the accuracy. The ball, it's jumping out of his hand. He's really doing a hell of a job really bringing the heat there with the guy that I was talking to yesterday was telling me, he's like, imagine a pitcher that's like really high up on a mound, and the ball's just coming out of his hand, and there's just a lot of top speed down there. He's showing that he's accurate. But, like, you know, he's taking the extra snaps in the hotel room. He's showing me that he's all into being a Raider. And that's what I want out of my franchise guy, Mendoza. Like, I was told that he could be a little bit more vocally loud, whatever that means, but he's also a rookie. He's trying to learn it. He's trying to get his first 2 steps down coming out under center. But you're damn right. I'm going to put Fernando Mendoza as a winner because he's saying the right things. He's doing the right things. But when your number 1 pick's doing that type of shit, that makes everybody else on you on that team a lot better, in my personal opinion. But let's go to number 1 here. I will say the number 1 guy that I heard the most buzz about, and again, 3-day sample size, shorts and T-shirts, you know what I mean? It was Malik Benson, the wide receiver out of Oregon, who the Raiders drafted in the 6th round, 195 overall. The reason why he's my biggest winner is because, one of the major conversations after the draft was what's going to happen to that wide receiver position. And the fact that Mendoza's attention went to Malik Benson because he was the very first player out there walkthroughs, check, that's a win for Malik. Plays bigger than his size, and he's got legit track speed. So one of the guys that I talked to on Monday was like, Benson, not that he's a big guy. Again, he's not like he's a big guy, but when he run as fast as what Malik does, I think sometimes people expect you to be smaller, I guess. And the fact that he's able to run by people, the fact that he looks a lot more stocky than what he's getting credit for, the fact that he looks bigger than what's initially listed at, because I think he was listed at 6 foot. And I think the Raiders ended up listing him at like 6'1". So, like, again, a little bit bigger, but he's got legit track speed. And when you think about the style of player Benson is, he should excel at rookie minicamp. He should be looking the way that he is. But he's already shown that he's got great hands. He's already shown that he can be an electric player to make plays down the field. And when you have the accuracy that Mendoza has, the yards after the catch are there for Benson. I'm trying to not get into a Dante Thornton Jr. trap like we got in last season. But I'm telling you all this right now. The guy that I talked to on Monday, with all the notes that he gave me, he told me point blank period, the biggest winner on offense for the Raiders this past week at rookie minicamp was Malik Benson. And when you also got Fernando Mendoza on your team, Yeah, you're damn right that caught my attention. To make sure that you guys are staying locked in and you want Raiders news and rumors all off season long, make sure you subscribe to the Raiders Report. I do apologize, for not being around during Raiders rookie minicamp, but I also hope that you see the fact that my team and I, before my vacation, we were in here filming tons of videos to make sure that every single day you got a little bit of content, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to know that I'm going to bring commitment to excellence. And the people that I know bring commitment to excellence to this channel are people that are part of our Noti gang. If you don't know who the Noti gang is, these are people that are subscribed and the folks that really take a lot of pride in being the very first commenters on YouTube. And the reason why I'm always about Noti gang, Noti gang, Noti gang, it's because, these are the names that I see, right? When I push out a video on YouTube, I see Raider Jaime, Jason, JJ Rivera, Roy Raider, get a pick, Kel, I see all these guys, Kyle Melvin. I see you guys rocking with me, and you're right. I see the names, I notice them, so shout out to the Noti gang, and if you want to get a future shout out, subscribe, be the very first to comment. Who knows? You might be up here on the program. Let's go to the Raiders rookie minicamp winners now on the defensive side of the football. And you know what? I'm putting Laki Tassi on here at number 5. And the reason why that he's a winner for me is because this is where Laki should have been playing last season. But leave it up to Brennan Carroll, leave it up to Pete Carroll to move a 375-pound player to put him on their offensive line. And I know that they probably wanted to run power. I don't know what they were trying to do last season, but I just look at the size of a player that Laki Tassi is. And then you think that he's the International Pathway Program player. You think to yourself, what's a quicker learning curve? And again, I'm not trying to take anything away from any defensive lineman, but I hope that, there's some other football guys can back me up on this. I think the learning curve to play offensive line, there is a steeper learning curve there than playing defensive tackle when you're the size of Laki Tassi, right? Because I think playing nose DT, it's, Laki, I just need you to take on some double team mans, get north and south, and you'll get better. We're offensive line, you got to learn a lot more schemes. You got to learn a lot more different systems. And for the Raiders, they've been changing guys on offense left and right. That's probably a really difficult thing to do. But also the Raiders have a bigger need at defensive tackle than they do offensive guard. So the fact that the Raiders are just using Laki Tassi in the correct way, I'm going to put him as a winner during the rookie minicamp. If you agree, if you disagree, holla at your boy. Let's go to number 4 here. It's going to be Devin Perkins, the safety. And the reason why I'm going to put Perkins on this list is because he was a mini camp invite. He was not an undrafted free agent, so he had to earn his spot. And guess what? He ended up earning a spot. If you're a player and you're going to rookie minicamp and you end up earning a job, that's a winner as far as I'm concerned in my book. And the Raiders clearly want some of these extra pieces in the secondary that can also offer you some of that special teams ability, which Perkins was able to show that he could do at Utah State. And he's flashed some of that athletic ability multiple times during practice. Like one of the guys that I was talking to, I believe this one was Monday, told me Perkins was noticeably a very good athlete on the field. So what did I do? As soon as I heard athlete, I go, how did he test? Well, he didn't test. He did it as pro day. His pro day is RAS score. If you don't know what RAS stands for, it's essentially evaluates how good of an athlete you are. Perkins scored an 8.36 RAS score, which is a very high score, 10's the best possible number, and he was 227th out of over 1,500 strong safeties to test. So when you're kind of ranking in the 83 percentile out of all the strong safeties to ever test in the NFL Combine, and you're in that 83 percentile, that shows me that you're a good athlete and shows me you also offer a little bit of flexibility on special teams. So Devin Perkins, congratulations on making the squad. Let's go to number 3 here. It's going to be Jermod McCoy at cornerback. And point blank, the fact that he's already getting work in, that's a good sign. That makes Jermod McCoy a winner. I do know that the staff is being cautious with him, but there is tons of excitement around him. I've already heard some Raiders coaches say, hey, that was the number 1 corner on our draft board. But it's also the fact that McCoy's willing to do whatever the fact this team wants him to do with his knee. From what I am gathering, there are no concerns whatsoever about that ACL. It's, should he have another surgery? So the fact that McCoy's getting agility testing and he's getting a lot of that work on the sidelines and the staff is working with him, there's a reason why they're excited. There's a reason why there's a lot of just excitement around this guy, because if you watched him in 2024, I think he's the best cornerback in this year's class. And y'all know how much I love Mansour Delane. But I think 2024 Jermod McCoy, better version than 2025 Delane. And if that's the guy that you end up getting, watch out. That's the number 1 cornerback. A true top 10 cornerback in the NFL type of potential. But the fact that he's already getting work in, I don't give a shit what anybody says. That makes him a winner in my book. Before I get into my top 2 defensive winners here from Raiders rookie minicamp, if you don't know, we just launched some brand new Raiders Report merch. And if you want to get our 2026 draft class shirt, the link chatsports.com/RR shop. You can go to that bad boy. And once you click on that link, you're probably going to see that we have some other gear as well. If you're looking for hoodies, if you're looking for t-shirts, hats, it's all there. But I really want to show y'all the 2 new products that we also launched. If you want to get some pint glasses, don't get me wrong, man. I've put some beers down on this show, and I know that a lot of y'all put some beers down. I've also had some people say, hey, Mitch, can we get a Raiders Report boot? I'll be very clear. Like, my boss told me if these pint glasses sell and if these coffee mugs sell, that we're going to look into being able to get a Raiders Report boot. I would love to be able to get one. They thought that the coffee mugs and the pint glasses would do better than the boots, and I said, dude, I want to be able to get a Raiders Report boot. So if anybody out there wants any of the merch that we're always rocking here, it's down there in the comments, description of the show, chatsports.com/RR shop. Let's go to number 2 here for the Raiders rookie minicamp winners on defense, and it's going to be Keyron Sloan, edge rusher from NC State. So I know that Keyron Crawford didn't practice, plus the fact that Charles Snowden was released and Tyree Wilson was traded. I'm really trying to focus solely on what happened at minicamp. And from what I understand at minicamp, Sloan impressed coaches with his motor, with his work ethic, and his ability to ask the proper questions. Now, from what I am gathering, he's already showing versatility in a 3-4. He also offers you some of that special teams value. And again, you know what I mean? It's like shorts, t-shirt, practice. But you can still see like that the Raiders want versatility. Like a word that you're going to hear a lot is versatility, versatility, versatility. And that's going to change because, again, they're going 3-4, but they're still going to go 4-3. You're going to see 4-2-5. They're going to mix and match a lot of zone. But because Keyron Crawford didn't practice there on day 2, because the Raiders moved on from Charles Snowden, because they traded away Tyree Wilson, it's kind of opened up a really interesting avenue for Sloan to make this squad. And the video that I put out on Monday was the top UDFAs to make this roster. It's important to remind yourself I made that video a week before it ended up going out. And in that video, I break down my top 5 UDFAs to make the squad. Keyron Sloan, it deserves to be in that top 5 UDFAs that potentially end up making this roster. And I think some of the Raiders moves that they have done kind of prove that. But let's go to number 1 here. The biggest winner from Raiders rookie minicamp on defense, presented by Prize Picks, free safety, Treydan Stukes. And, you know, the fact that Stukes has got his best friend, Dalton Johnson, I actually think it helps him take on a little bit more of this leadership role that the Raiders want Stukes to take on. Like, I want to be very clear here. I know when we talk about the green dot, Quay Walker is probably where that's going to end up going. It's often talked about the linebacker position. From my understanding, from the people that I talked to on Monday, it was they want Treydan Stukes to be that quarterback of that defense. Like, they want him to be the catcher, the center fielder, however you want to talk about it, but like the guy that's looking at that defense and helping guys get in the right spot. Like, they were so fired up to take him at pick 38. They traded back to do it, and the more and more reports that come out, the more stories that I hear, it sounded like it was Treydan Stukes no matter what at that pick 36 if they were unable to trade back. But the Raiders plan on using him everywhere. They're planning on using him at free safety. They're going to use him probably at strong safety from time to time. They're going to line him up in the nickel. They're going to line him up at outside. Like, they are going to use him so much. And then on the top of the fact that his best friend, Dalton Johnson, is there. And I've heard a lot of good shit about Dalton Johnson as well. Those two guys, though, are extremely vocal together, which I think kind of helps sets that tone. And it kind of helps, like, Treydan, I think, speak up a little bit more. Because from what I heard from some of the guys that I talked to, Dalton brings the juice. But Dalton, I think, because he brings that energy, it also carries over to a guy like Stukes. But he is clearly athletic. He's fast. He's got a high football IQ. And because they ran a lot of pro designs, I guess, if you will, at that Arizona defense, you can see that it's kind of carrying over early on here for this Raiders team at rookie minicamp. So one more time here. Here are what I would say the top 10 biggest winners from Raiders rookie minicamp. It's only a 3-day sample size. Again, I don't want to do any losers because I don't feel like I did enough homework when I was on vacation, and these are a lot of notes that I received from people that were at practice, some people that I trust, some people that I talked to throughout the years here. So on left is the defensive side, and on the right-hand side is on the offense for the biggest Raiders rookie minicamp winners for the silver and black. All right, all y'all. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I know that we are live today. We really wanted to break down some Raider stuff that happened during rookie minicamp. And, you know, if you've heard some of the things that I've talked about before, I do apologize. I just still wanted to be able to talk about rookie minicamp because I don't feel like I got the opportunity to do so when I was away on vacation. And, you know, I still wanted to just be able to tell all y'all what I heard, some of the information that I was able to gather, and still be able to convey it to y'all and just give you my God-honest opinion. So the last thing that we have left to do here on the program, we got a duck race to do. And if you're trying to get in that duck race, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 if you're trying to get it going. Pop Toes, Mitch, is Chat Sports hiring? Yeah. We've, honestly, dude, we've been hiring. I think we're about to hire, we got two more
starting soon.
I would say we've probably hired close to 5 people in the last month. Though 2 of the new guys, I just met. Not met. I've met them before. I was part of the interview process, but
Can you tell me their names?
I know the last names. I don't know first names yet. Working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Might pull them in on the stream one day.
I mean, hey,
See if they can do a boot.
a margarita boot would be wild.
I kind of want to do a margarita boot.
See, I feel like doing a margarita boot. Would you want to do it in slush form or on the rocks? They have to be on the rocks, no?
Yeah, I don't think I could do it in slush form. That would take forever.
That'd be the biggest brain freeze.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, again, if I were to do a boot margarita, I'm probably dropping 3 shots in it. So you're not even going to be able to taste it. You're just...
It'd be more sugar than anything. That would probably be the worst part. It's like, oh, shit, my stomach now just hurts.
A boot margarita. I wouldn't put a lot of alcohol in it, but it'd be an interesting thing to try to do.
Where's the baseball bat? Is that one of those margarita bats? We can fill that one up.
I mean...
Is it?
I mean, that's how I got
it definitely
this.
Is.
That's how I got this. This is a bat from the Rangers.
Yeah.
So I just took the Rangers logo off. I scratched it off. I slapped the Chat Sports bad boy on there. But you can they usually give these out at like the Rangers games, and you can buy.
Margaritas.
Is that what it is?
It's the frozen margaritas, or is it daiquiris?
I don't remember.
One or the other.
But you buy the bat, and then you can get like not free refills, but you just
discount it.
You refill it in this instead of getting a cup every time. No, I love it. A lemon boot for me from Rebel. What is a lemon boot? Just lemonade? I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, y'all. Final chance for you to get in the duck race. What we'll do is I don't see any more super chats, so since I don't see any more, we'll get into this duck race here. So if your final chance to get in, it's a $20 Venmo. Excuse me. Last time that I checked, winner would go home with $170, but now I see CA. I gotcha.
Hey.
Brian Hinkle, Joe Guy, Jeremy Valve, Jeremy, I know I still have to submit your order. Richard Black, because I have down here Jeremy Valve, a Mendoza. So I did not forget about it yet. I didn't have the opportunity or chance before I left for my trip last week to be able to fill out some of the stuff that I typically fill out. So, Jeremy, I will fill out that form to get you a Mendoza shirt. I'll probably fill that out tomorrow or Thursday, Jeremy. So just, if you haven't already, which I'm pretty sure you already have, just send me first name, last name, shipping address on Venmo. But I'm pretty sure you've already done it. So, Rebel, raw lemons? Nah. I'm not a lemon guy. Grapefruit would be even more challenging. Not a lemon guy. I don't like sour. Lemonade, very different.
Oh, lemonade's gas.
I actually had Alex wasn't a big fan of it. They called it a sangria. I don't think it was a sangria, but it was like lemonade with obviously like sangria wine, and then they added triple sec. I think that's what it was. It was sangria, some triple sec, and some lemonade, and they called it like a sangria, which maybe it is a sangria. I don't know. It was sweet. Like, it was one of those, like, really good, and then, like, you kind of got halfway through it, and you're like,
Okay, you're like,
It's a lot of sugar. It was very good the first few sips. And
you're
then,
not having more than one or two.
And you're like, my teeth hurt. That's how much sugar's in this bad boy. Man. Oh, wow. That's sick. Our guy for our 49ers channel, he got the opportunity to interview Keyron Black. And Keyron Black had something really cool to say about Fernando Mendoza, so I'll have to use that bad boy to cut that one up. All right, y'all. Final refresh here on my phone. Final refresh. I do see one more that's getting it in. Ruben Ortiz, I gotcha. Final chance, 20 to win, $230. To the 350 people that are still here rocking and rolling with us. Again, man, I appreciate all y'all tuning in all off season long, and I know on days like today, there was no Raiders news that happened today.
That time of the season.
No,
real dry, real fast.
No Raiders news happened today, but I hope that you guys believe me when I say this. We're gonna have fun this off season. We're gonna make tons of content. When news happens, we're gonna cover it. But also, at the same time, we're gonna make videos every day. We're gonna talk about topics, and I can't wait for the Madden season to get it going. Mitch, what are you doing for the rest of the day from Pop Toes? Rest of the day? Oh, man. I did a lot of meal prepping yesterday, so I'm not going to have to make too much food. To be real with you, dude, I'm probably going to take Chuck on a walk. We're probably going to watch some basketball. Alex will probably watch a little bit of hoops with me. Typically Tuesday is a day after my live show that I get caught up on some of the other things that I need to do, like laundry and what have you. I don't know what I'm going to do today, man. I plan on watching a lot of hoops, though. I do know that. God, family, and Raiders, did you get me in the duck race? Didn't hear my name. Yes. I got you in 3 times. Which, Gabriel, you were the one where I said.
He got 3, but you only put him down for 1, and then was that him?
Yes.
But now he got his 3, so he's good.
Yep. Though I did see. Right, hang on a second here. Oh, I see what I did. All right. So Gilbert Moreno, I got you. Gabriel, okay. Oh, boy. Right, hang on a second here.
Got to math a little bit now.
Well, no. I accidentally, Gabriel, I'm actually happy you said that because Gilbert and Gabriel's both came in at the exact same time. So when I wrote down Gilbert's name, I think it auto-corrected because now, Gilbert, you had 4. So Gabriel, I got you in for 3. That's on me. Because you came in right after Gilbert Moreno. But, yes, we're good. 20 to win, $240.
So that list is good?
Yep. Okay. Oh, boy. I got you. Too bad about DJ Reader. Yeah, I wanted the Raiders to add another defensive tackle, and I'm still hoping for that. John says it's looking like another tough year for the Raiders. See, I don't blame Vegas for putting the Raiders win total at 6.5 games, but at the same time, I would be shocked if the Raiders won less than 6.5 games.
I think a lot of that is just based off division, too. Like, I think if they were
it's
just
based
in,
off
like, a
division.
weaker division.
It's based off the past.
Yeah.
Like, they are a significantly better football team. Doesn't always translate to wins, obviously, but I think we are a significantly, and I mean significantly better football team.
Ready for this race?
Yep. Kentucky Derby.
Already shuffled, so they're ready to go.
So what, the first woman to ever win the Kentucky Derby as a trainer, that happened this past year?
Was it trainer or jockey? I thought it was jockey.
Is it? I thought it was trainer. Either or. Justine Gonzalez, I believe, is the only woman in this race. Will she be the winner today and go home with $240? Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going. Winner's going to go home with $240. Sorry, my wife is texting me.
Ask her if she knows who won the Kentucky Derby. Was it a woman jockey or a woman trainer?
She's going to have no flipping idea. No flipping idea. We order food for Chuck, and we forgot to put the order delay, so he just has all this food now.
He's just swimming in dog food.
He just has all this food now. We do Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do Farmer's Dog, now we do Ollie, and dude, he just has. I don't know where we're going to put all this food. I have no idea.
You better start eating.
He better start freaking chowing away, man. All right, Gabriel Ruiz out now to a little bit of a lead, though. Raider Age Straight's been having himself a really solid race. Brian Hinkle down there on the bottom. Who's this? Uh-oh, Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel's got a bunch of horses in this race. Uh-oh, Gilbert Moreno.
Oh.
Who's this? DeAndre Mallory! Oh, my Lord.
That was a good one.
The Rocket Boosters. Imagine an actual Kentucky Derby like that, where it's just
like the last 10 seconds, just one horse just takes off.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. DeAndre Mallory. Hang on a second here, DeAndre.
Congratulations to DeAndre.
DeAndre, if you're here, if you could please confirm that you just received $240, that would be much appreciated. Congrats, congrats, congrats. If you could please, Big Raz. I mean, dude, I'm telling you this right now. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yep, I got you in, Gabriel. I got you. So, here's what's going to happen. We're getting ready to hop on out of here today. But friendly reminder, if there's anybody out there that wants to tune in, we are going to be live on Chat Sports for the Lakers game tonight. And we will be live for the Cavs game tonight. So, if anybody out there is looking for some extra Chat Sports content, you can look up Lakers by Chat Sports. You can look up Cavs by Chat Sports.
I think it's Cavs and simulcasting on Browns as well.
Yep. It'll be on the Browns channel as well. But, again, I know that y'all rock with me, Raiders Report, but I also hope that people that have seen this channel grow, have seen our company grow at Chat Sports, and if you support me, I hope that you also support all of our Chat Sports guys that show up and show out every single day. So, I'm getting ready to hop on out of here. I'm rooting for the Lakers tonight. Good luck to you. Good luck to all y'all. The next time that you're going to see me live on this show will be on Friday for Raiders Friday Happy Hour. Bring your margarita drinking pants. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be a very, very interesting show. From me, from Lopez, the entire Chat Sports team, good luck to the Lakers, and I'm probably going to root for the Pistons tonight as well. And good luck to Prize Picks lineups out there. All right, y'all. Peace out. Good night. See you Friday.